Did it feel personal? Or, as you say in the book, humans, not robots? Do you think it's an overriding thing?
What's your club or country's sliding doors moment? Its meaning originating from the 1998 rom-com of the same name, a sliding doors moment in football terms is simply a question of what might have been. An incident in a game where, had it gone the other way, would have altered history. For example, say John Terry had scored that penalty in Moscow in 2008. Chelsea would have been European champions and Avram Grant would have the biggest medal in continental club football to his name. It stands to reason then that he would have stayed at Stamford Bridge for a bit longer, meaning that Luis Felipe Scolari wouldn't have got a look in. Would he have done better than the World Cup winning Brazilian, who only lasted till February the following year? And could he have improved upon Chelsea's third place finish? And as for United, who won the title that season, would defeat in that Moscow final have led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club for Real Madrid a year earlier? And would that have meant that Rafa Benitez's Liverpool won the Premier League instead of them? That's a pretty big butterfly effect, all from one missed penalty kick going the other way. And if you want to dig a bit deeper, there's plenty more that could have been affected. What if Anthony Knockaert had scored his penalty against Watford? We'd have been denied the Troy Deeney moment, sure, but might Leicester have gone on to win promotion to the Premier League earlier than scheduled? And would that have meant that Claudio Ranieri would never make it to the King Power? Would Arsenal or Tottenham, therefore, have been champions in 2016? The most significant sliding doors moment perhaps ever, though, was Paul Gascoigne, Wembley, June 1996. What if this had gone in? That golden goal would have sent England to the Euro 96 final against Czech Republic. 30 years of hurt could well have come to an end. There's so many of these moments that could have altered destiny forever. What if Shearer had signed for United? Would Lampard's ghost goal against Germany have kick-started England's World Cup back in 2010? What if Sam Allardyce didn't get bogged down in all that controversy and denied Gareth Southgate the England job? Does make you think.
Okay, it's Thursday the 4th of June. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Alan McCoist, and indeed Arnold Clark buy a used car in the upgrade event and get 2 years free servicing plus a chance to win the cost of it back this June. And it's a very, very good morning to talkSPORT paddle champion no less, and world-class rage baiter, Gabby Agbonlahor.
Good morning, Alan McCoist. Good morning, everybody who's listening.
Heartiest congratulations, mate. I mean,
it's what I do, Ali. Winners win, Ali.
Well,
you know?
I'm hearing, Gabby, that the tournament itself. I'm flying back up the road with somebody that played. I met somebody that played in the tournament.
Yeah.
And they were telling me it was absolutely riddled with controversy.
Oh, really?
Well, what I got told was that Shaban was playing with a top-class paddle player, so therefore everybody that was playing against that couple just kept playing the ball with Shaban.
Ali, we played them in the final, right, Ali? Every shot of mine went to Shaban. I was celebrating every serve as you couldn't get back, Ali. I was making sure I won, but Shaban was cheating as well, Ali. Her serves, mate. You can't serve over your hip height. Shaban was serving like she was playing tennis, not paddle tennis. So I was complaining in the final, and thanks to the ref in the final, he was fair. But deserved win, Ali. Myself and Mark were Brighton. Very comfy win for England.
Was it a comfy win for England?
Yeah.
And how many teams are in this particular tournament?
I'm not sure the amount. There might have been 10, but there was a big upset, Ali. There was a group game where Bent and Goldstein were Brazil. Then you had Scotland was Chris Iwelumo and Ross McCormack. And Scotland have only beat them and knocked them out in the group stage, Ali.
That's a magnificent result for Scotland.
And Benty was hilarious. He was shouting at Goldstein.
You're joking.
He's proper competitive, Ali. I couldn't stop laughing, mate. Hilarious. But well done to Bet365 and also talkSPORT putting that on, even though there wasn't any management that wanted to come over and watch.
You're joking.
Yeah,
mate.
but what can
See,
you do?
I don't think it was. It wasn't clearly properly advertised, because I'd have been there myself. I wouldn't have missed that for the world, mate. I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
A few people lost, Ali, and didn't stay for the semis and the final, which is it's a shame.
Did people leave? You're
yeah,
joking.
people. Dino left.
Who was
Benty
Dino's
left.
partner?
Dino's partner was Jermaine Pennant, and Pennant weren't happy because Dino's never played before. And I had to say to Jermaine, remember, he's in his 70s. Give him a break, Ali. Jermaine wanted him at the net, back, forwards.
Well, I met.
Good fun, though, mate.
I met Charlie Mulgrew coming up the flight. And what a laugh, man. He was telling me all about it. I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware, man, but he was, yeah.
He was terrible, right? And every time he missed a shot, Ali, we're streaming live. Why is he swearing every shot he missed, Ali?
Oh, you're joking.
Honestly, Ali.
Who was his partner?
His partner, I can't remember his name, but he was dreadful. And the evils that Charlie was giving him. But Ali, he was swearing so much, I had flashbacks of my youth team days with my Scottish coaches, Ali.
Is that right?
Yeah, when I didn't track back. That's how bad it was from Charlie.
I've got to get myself. Sounding from what I'm hearing for you, mate, I think I've got to get myself in this next tournament.
Yeah.
The standard can't be great. I'm coming out of retirement for it.
Big Chris Iwelumo was decent though, very aggressive at the net.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good fun though, Ali.
It sounds very much like myself and Brazil could form a partnership.
the way he's looking at the moment, Ali, 100%. You get play in the tournament.
I'm a bigger one in the partnership, mate. Okay,
Little
mate.
Al.
Exactly. The season's over, pal, but the transfer window's kicking into life, and Manchester City have made their first move post Pep Guardiola. City's bid for Forest's Elliot Anderson, who enjoyed a stellar season. What a season Elliot Anderson had, by the way. It was rejected, but negotiations are expected to continue. talkSPORT reporter Ben Jacobs. Ben's got more for us.
Manchester City will be back. Nottingham Forest at the moment, this early in the window, are saying that Elliot Anderson should be valued around the same ballpark as a player like Declan Rice or Enzo Fernandez when he moved from Benfica to Chelsea. And the market is quite inflated and there's demand for midfielders. So Evangelos Marinakis is not going to be that easy to deal with. The price has always been quite fluid and variable because at the point when it looked like Forest might go down, of course, like Mateus Fernandes at West Ham, it could have dropped. Had they beaten Aston Villa and gone on to get Champions League football via the Europa League, it would have risen even further. And now we're somewhere in the middle, and Manchester City are confident.
Gabby, before we move on to Elliot Anderson, did you catch those sunglasses that Ben was wearing, Berry Chaz? Seriously.
The grandad glasses, Ali. Deary me.
They look like something the fly, man. Honestly. Was he doing a bit of welding there before he came on?
Yeah, he used to take them off, doesn't he? Come on. Joke's over, Ben.
They've got to go, Ben. Listen, Gab,
Yes.
Elliot Anderson, brilliant season. I mean, fantastic player. I think the proof in the pudding, the fact that he's an automatic choice in that England team, Thomas Tuchel's England team. What's he worth? Are we getting crazy? He's not worth 100 million, is he?
No, do you know what, Ali? Probably like a couple of months ago, I was like, maybe that's a bit much. But when you look at his whole season, played every game in the Premier League, Ali, 38 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah.
And people might look at those stats and say, okay, that's okay. But this is a defensive midfielder, more or less, at Forest. Yes, he had the licence to get forward, but he wasn't playing number 10 like Gibbs-White was. He can do everything, Ali. Win the ball back as a number 6. He can He can play further forward as an 8 as well. You can play him off the wing if you want you to, Ali, and he'd have a good game. He's got everything. Can score goals. Can pass the ball. Can get the ball back. He's got legs. 23 years of age as well. Koisty. It's a great age as well. I think it's a no-brainer. 100 million with inflation as well. From Declan Rice when he went to Arsenal, I think that's a fair price.
Okay, mate. Well, if that deal gets done, it very much looks as though it possibly could in the immediate future. One that won't happen in the immediate future, but it looks as though it's a natural process, and that could be the departure, Gabby, of Rodri from the Etihad in Manchester City, who said recently that his future would be sorted out after the World Cup. Now, I don't know where you are. I'll read you a quote first of all, Gab, from Real Madrid presidential candidate Enrique Riquelme, who said that if he won the elections, Rodri would become a Real Madrid player. I can guarantee I will do everything for it. I don't know where you are with Rodri. I think Rodri, a couple of years ago, was absolutely deserving of the Ballon d'Or. I thought he was absolutely tremendous. I think he's come back and done well, but I don't think he's reached the heights he had before the injury, mate. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't know Rodri's age off top of my head, Ali, but I'm sure he's coming to 30. Producer Ali will check that. Is it now or never for Rodri? And also, Ali, don't forget, Rodri, Haaland, these players are used to Pep Guardiola. They've won it all at Manchester City. I think Haaland as well, you've got to look out for, Ali, because if Real Madrid want him, he'll be thinking, Maresca, will it be the same? Especially if they start and they're not up there with Arsenal from the start, Ali, and they're struggling under Maresca. Is it a time where the top players from Manchester City start looking at the Real Madrids?
I think you could be right, mate, because I think he's 30 at the end of this month, to tell you the truth. Okay, and it might be for Maresca coming in at City as well. It might be actually a reasonable thing to happen in terms of getting one or two of his own in as well. I think Rodri has been he's been pivotal, one of the key men in that Manchester City success story. There's no doubt about it. But I'm with you, mate. I can just maybe see one or two maybe heading for pastures new.
No, it doesn't start well, Ali. You know what it's like as a footballer. It doesn't start well with the new manager, and it's not got that same feeling. Let's not forget the importance of Pep Guardiola to these players, especially Haaland. He's probably thinking, I won the Champions League, won Premier Leagues at Manchester City. Real Madrid want me. I have to go. So I'll be very worried if I'm Manchester City that other players will be out the door like Bernardo Silva.
Yeah. What do you think, Gabby, in terms of the changes, perhaps? Obviously, City changing personnel and changing management at Liverpool. Manchester United obviously will sign one or two, but they'll have European football, which I think will be a big thing for them as well this year. Can you see Arsenal actually kicking on?
Yeah. I think Arsenal win it. If I was a betting man today, I would put 100% money on Arsenal to win the Premier League next season. I just look at their squad, Ali. Yes, they might make a few changes, but
I think they've all strengthened, Gabby, as well.
But it's a settled squad, Ali. You've still got questions of the Chelsea squad. Doesn't matter if Alonso's coming. What money is he going to be able to spend? What players is he going to be able to get out and get in? Liverpool, Iriola, great manager, what he's done at Bournemouth. But no offence to Bournemouth, this is Liverpool, where you can't afford to draw numerous games on the road. You have to be up there fighting for the league next season. Manchester United, 2 games a week. You know, they're going to strengthen as well. It's going to be difficult for Manchester United. Manchester City, Maresca coming in. Look what happened after Sir Alex Ferguson. I know Manchester City have got a better squad than Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, but Bernardo Silva, he'll be a big miss, Ali. Everything that Manchester City have done.
Oh, by the way, Gab, if you think of losing him and Rodri.
Exactly. Stones has gone as well.
Yeah.
But what I want to say quickly, though, Ali.
Sure.
I'm worried for Trent. I really am.
Are you?
Dumfries has signed, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Or nearly signed from Inter Milan. And he's more of a Jose Mourinho right back, isn't he?
I know what you mean, mate.
Do you know what I mean? He's more of a strong, aggressive, quick, physical. I don't see Trent play much under Mourinho. And also, the young lad Howson missed out on the Spain squad for the World Cup, and they brought in Canate. That will have them, Ali. Canate, Milito, Rudiger, and Asensio and Howson.
That is some move for Canati, by the way.
Unbelievable after
From
season.
what I saw towards the end of
Yes,
that season,
agreed.
man. What a move that is.
Yes.
All right, pal, coming up, we're going to turn our attention to the back pages. And there's obviously, once again, controversy in the worlds of cricket and indeed tennis. We'll find out more next. And listen to this massive news, Gab. I know you're aware of it. Can't wait. Wee Alan Brazil is going to be with us at 9 a.m. this morning.
Wee man.
Wee Alan Brazil, after, in all seriousness, a life-saving operation.
Yes.
Fantastic. We're absolutely, I know you and I,
Yes.
and there'll be thousands and thousands out there so excited to be hearing from him. He's looking brilliant, guys. And we'll have a live interview with the big fella, with the King of Radio at 9 a.m. this morning. Stay tuned.
I'm not a hero. Don't worry about that.
On the England front, then, are you, what do you make of the squad, and are you optimistic from looking at the 26?
I'm optimistic in terms of him maximising the potential to get to the latter stages, semi-finals, finals, possibly even winning. But the book is on whoever is the favourite should win. For me, France are the favourites. They're strong, technical, physical. They've got good balance between midfield, attack, defence. So for me, they're the favourites. But England can do well.
Yeah.
But what I would do, once again, very much like in club football, you talk about backing the manager. I can't have an opinion as to whether I think Cole Palmer and Phil Foden should have gone. Because if the manager says the way I'm going to play is not going to suit them and I want to have Morgan Rogers or Elliot Anderson, I can't say to him he's wrong and he should have taken them. And that's what England fans have to do. Believe in the manager and trust, rather than we love Phil Foden. But if he's not going to play in a way to suit them, we can't then say they should have gone.
Yeah.
You know, so I trust Tuchel. The only thing I'll say about that is that I don't think English players are very powerful, as we've seen. And Gareth was a perfect man for that job because Gareth, well, he's tough, but he will massage the egos and he won't shout and scream and take Harry Kane off if he needs taking off. He makes good decisions, whereas Tuchel is very combative. Now, will the players respond to that? If he then says, Bellingham, you're off, how are they going to respond to that type of thing? So, as much as I think it's the right thing to do, are the English players responding to that kind of management? Which only time will tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good point.
So I said at the start, you've rewritten, the rap has been rewritten from.
Well, it's a bit of a. If it was a bit of a play on words. They're not re-releasing it. It's not coming out. It's not going to go on Spotify. It's just for this Green King campaign. They're kind of, you got to go on the on Green King socials to even see it. So it's not a re-releasing of the song or anything like that. If so, I would have probably gone try and get a bit of roll. You've got to hold your pint, but be there for kickoff time. You're here to back your team, but staying home is a crime. They'll always shouting and singing through defense and attack. You're
go ban for ban. We can go M for M. $250,000 for the Maybach truck. Double R with the factory rims. I got the 90, the years, the versions, the bribes, I'm really the threat. It's got to the point that I don't even care. I got jewels in the safe that I don't even wear. Bro, I do it for some shoes and some clothes. You'll see what it'll do for a necklace.
Oh, I love this, Gav. One of my favourites, this.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see you enjoying that.
I like it, but Ali, don't play this at 9 o'clock, or I think the big man will switch his phone off.
No, I think this came right up the big man's street. A bit of Central C.
He'll be like, who's Central C? I give up.
I believe it's Central C featuring Lil Baby.
Yeah. This is what my kids love, Ali. My 17-year-old. I'll see him dancing to this. Absolute
No
joker.
way, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's beyond me, that, mate. I mean, I like all kind of music, but that's killing me. That is. You like that, eh?
Yeah. He's on your show, Ali. In Mexico.
Is he?
Yeah. Do you like it now, Ali?
This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Gabby with you this morning. That was, of course, band for band by London rap sensation Central C featuring Lil Baby. Why are we playing it? And I'm going to tell you, it is Mr. C's 28th birthday. He'll never be Eminem if he lives to be 125, man. Eminem's the governor, without doubt. Time for a quick coffee break and a look at the back pages with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
And Olivia's back with us in the studio. A very good morning, Olivia. There's
Morning,
no way,
Olivia.
Olivia, before we get any further here, there's no way we're comparing Central C with Eminem, are we?
No, we're not.
No
But I
way.
do
Thank
like
you.
that song. I was bopping my head
Yeah.
when I came into the studio.
Gotta get down with the kids, Ali.
I'm not really a Central C sort of gal, but I do like Eminem.
Aye,
Do you like to
that's-
rap to a bit of lose yourself?
Slim Shady's the governor. The Slim Shady fella's the governor, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. How are you, Ali? I feel like I haven't
form.
spoken to you for ages.
Yeah, where did I see you? Well, we're away somewhere, and I saw you briefly at a game. What game was it?
What game was it?
I've obviously...
Champions League final?
No,
I
it
can't
wasn't
remember. Where
Champions
were
League
you?
final.
Was it the... Was it
Why
Villa?
can't I remember?
Great memory,
Oh, it might have been Villa. Yeah,
It was Villa.
Villa Forest.
That's exactly what it
Yeah,
was.
that's where it was.
Yeah. Big game.
So how you been? Everything good?
Yes, all good, all good. I'm going out to the World Cup on Monday, which I'm very
Are
excited
you away
about.
Monday?
Must be
Yeah.
nice.
Where are you off to, Olivia?
So I'm based in Houston. I'm there for about 3 weeks, but I'm going to go to Dallas for the last week because obviously England are playing there. So I'm going to go to England's game. And I'm going to stay because Argentina are playing there. And I'd like to watch Messi.
Have you ever watched him live?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I've watched him like 3 times. live.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, the best thing ever. I watched him once for Barcelona and twice against Chelsea.
I watched him, guys, in the World Cup in Qatar against Mexico, Ali, that first game.
Yeah.
And he scored. And I was in
Yeah.
the stadium, Ali. And I had goosebumps, adrenaline going through me. The crowd, Ali.
Yeah.
It was like there was a god on the pitch. No lie. The
amazing.
crowd.
Yeah.
Messi.
I've got my Argentina shirt
Messi.
with Messi on the back.
Unbelievable that
Ready.
was.
Ready
You
to
know,
go.
the game that stuck out for me, the last one I was at was, remember Argentina-Holland?
Oh, the ball.
Oh, yeah.
The
And-
pass.
And the Dutch scored right in the last minute with that free kick when they fired it into the wall side of the wall, took a touch, and then there was just about a riot after the... Oh, it was brilliant. What a game
Hilarious,
that
wasn't
was.
it? Players dropping onto the floor.
Oh, great game.
That was one of the greatest passes I have ever seen for football, ever.
It's great.
I don't know who else in the world could play that ball. It was eye of the needle, like ridiculous. Anyway, I'm very excited to watch Messi
Yes.
play football.
Good for you.
But talking of the World Cup, have we got World Cup fever? I mean, on the back page of the Mirror, it's all a bit like 3 Lions, games face, huge delays if storms hit, Tuchel weather bomb. The same on the back page of the Star. Forkinel,
Pardon?
Forkin.
Oh, sorry.
Forkinel.
Sorry.
Forkinel.
Got it. Yeah.
Kane and co face big delays as lightning strikes threaten games. Now, obviously, I worked on the Club World Cup last year, and I think Chelsea's game against Benfica is a perfect example for this. I stayed up stupidly to watch it, and so I stayed up for an extra 2.5 hours
Yeah.
because that is what the delay was. And obviously, the problem is in America, one strike of lightning and the game's delayed by half an hour.
Always like that in
And then
Florida, though.
you
I used
get
to
it-
go to Miami so
Yeah.
much in the summer, and
I
you
know.
go there, Ali, and you're
I know,
thinking
mate.
it's great weather. It rains the whole
Yeah.
time I went. I went for 10 days once, and it rained the whole 10 days.
It's proper rain as well,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And Dallas, obviously, I'm in Houston and obviously going to Dallas for England's first game. But the weather there is obviously beautiful, 33 degrees hot, humid, but it also says it's going to absolutely hammer it down. So it's going to be interesting to see. And listen, it's could have a really negative effect. But also fans and everyone else has got to wait. There's no like maximum time that a game could be delayed for.
That'd be so frustrating, especially for the players.
What do they do? I mean, they got the exercise bikes out in the
It's
tunnel. I
frustrating,
remember.
though, because you stiffen up, don't you, Ali?
100%.
When you stop and you after 30 minutes, your body stiffens up. You probably need another 30-minute warm-up before you come back out.
It was awful for the players during the Club World Cup because they were like, well, what do we do here? If it's for 2 hours, you have to sit there and try and keep yourself busy. No, not good at all. Now that we're getting a little bit closer, Gabby, we're only 1 week away.
Yes.
Are you feeling more confident? Are you feeling more excited?
I'm excited, of course, and I want us to win it, but I just
You don't sound it.
Do you know what? Defensively, I look at us and I'm a bit scared defensively. If we play one of the big boys, I'm not filled with confidence. But I look at like Spain, I look at France, I look at Argentina again, Ali.
Yeah.
Let's not be fooled, mate. They'll be doing it for Messi again.
100%. What's your starting? Just a matter of interest, Gabby. I know it's a wee bit away.
Yeah.
Olivia too. What would your starting back four be for England? Goalkeeper picks himself, I take it.
O'Reilly's got to play left back.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then I would play Konsa and Gahey, I would. And then back.
Reece James got to be right.
Yeah, Reece James, if he's fit. But
I think he is fit.
people are reading into the numbers, aren't they? The squad numbers.
Oh, I don't think
And
it's
they're thinking,
No.
they're thinking Konsa right back. They're thinking Stones and Gahey, Ali.
I like
look into that.
I like Stones. Listen, if John Stones is fit, he's probably our best centre back, right? When he's at his top level, we haven't seen that for a while just because of the injury issues.
Yeah.
If John Stones was fit, mine would be Gahey and Stones with Reece James and Nico O'Reilly. But I can understand Konsa, and I think it probably, based off of the season we've just had, I think it will be Konsa and Gahey.
Brilliant. And the big question is, and it's a massive question, I know where you'll go, Gab. Well, I'm saying I know where you'll go. I think I know where you go. I think you only place 3 out of the 4 between Anderson, Rice, Rodgers and Bellingham.
Yeah.
Who's your 3 guys?
Bellingham starts for me. Listen, I love Morgan Rodgers, and I think he's going to be one of them players, Ali, that the longer the tournament goes on, he's going to be more influential in it. But
Do you play him off the left?
You could do, but I just think Rashford. Honestly, Rashford, Ali. And I've been looking at his social media, and he's been training with a guy called Jamie Reynolds. He's a local lad from Birmingham, fitness coach. He's been training at Inter Miami Stadium all before the World Cup started, Ali.
Yeah.
But you don't see that, do you? You don't hear about the positives for Marcus Rashford. Just the negatives.
I know, and I would probably start Marcus Rashford on the left because I think you need runners when you've got Harry Kane. And if Morgan Rodgers, we've seen him, do that for Villa. He's arrived late into the box, but you need him if he's going to play on the left to be one of those players running in behind.
The starting team isn't always the team that's going to play in the last 16 games.
100%. I personally, for the first game against Croatia, I would start Jude Bellingham. I'll start Declan Rice, Elliot Anderson and Jude Bellingham. Yeah. But just quickly, on the subject of Morgan Rodgers, Gabby, you'll enjoy this.
What time's the break,
on the back page of the Mirror, Arteta hot in chase for Rodgers. Arsenal believe they will be in pole position if Morgan Rodgers becomes available in the summer.
It's got 6:26 break here, Ali.
Olivia, you walk out that studio and I've got to deal with what you leave. No. That fella's going to be devastated across here.
You don't mind me crying?
Is he a goner, do you reckon? If Arsenal come in for him, is he a goner?
The only reason I think he's gone is because Aston Villa, I think they have to sell someone.
Yeah.
And they haven't got many players that are worth a lot because of the age of the squad, Ali. You look at like Tielemans.
It's such a shame, though.
Exactly,
especially with Champions League football as well.
Exactly.
But Villa are in a great position. How much would you want Arsenal to pay for Morgan Rodgers?
It's 100 million.
Elliot Anderson goes for over 100 million to either City or United, which looks like it's going to be.
Minimum 100 million. 1, because he's got 5 years left on his contract. He's on a new contract. And 2, I think Middlesbrough get 20%.
Oh, nice.
So you look at that Villa, and straight away you're saying...
Nice wee clause from Borough there, guys. Exactly. Olivia, I'm going to have to go to the news. Thank you. We'll see you shortly.
Bye.
That indeed was the back pages with our good friends at Costa Express. Now, coming up, we're going to turn our attention to tennis star Sabalenka, who's having a tough time. Said she wants to quit tennis after losing her French Open quarter-final tie yesterday. I think she lost 12 in the last 13 games. More on that coming next.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
find this balance really hard about how to cover, all the stuff, because people really want the football. Football is an escape for people, but you don't want to ignore other stuff that's happening because sport and politics are inextricably linked.
Yeah, and nor will we. I think if you look back, I've covered a lot of World Cups. I'll just take the last few. So 2014, massive demonstrations all over Brazil before the World Cup started about the fact that the money was being spent on stadiums when it should be spent on their infrastructure, their health service, etc. Massive demonstrations. 2018, it was 4 years after Russia invaded Crimea. So there were massive concerns about that. 2022, we talked about LGBTQ rights. We talked about people losing their lives, building the stadiums, etc. And also the fact that when the bid was originally, it was pretty obviously corrupt, as we know that a lot of people from FIFA were found out. So, wind forward.
Fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different, and here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that.
Yes, it's Thursday the 4th of June. It is 6:35. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ali and Gabby, and our good friends at, of course, Arnold Clark, who are celebrating a massive summer of football by a used car in June, and you'll be entered into their weekly draw to win the cost of it back. The latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now live. Matt Ford and comedian Jacob Hawley sit down with England legend John Barnes to discuss England's chances this summer and if Thomas Tuchel can lead the three lions to the World Cup. Despite public perception, Barnes says England have not underachieved at previous tournaments.
It does feel like, I don't know, you just feel like we've underachieved, I guess.
We've maximised our potential. How could we underachieve? When we finished second, we were not the number 2 team in the world. How is that underachieving? Whenever have we been the best team in the world to win the World Cup? How have we underachieved?
You're making him miserable now. You're making him upset.
How have we underachieved?
We should have beaten Italy in that Euros final.
And other teams should have beaten us. We should have beaten Germany in the semi-final. 90. We played better than Germany. Belgium should have beaten us before. Cameroon should have beaten us before. They were 2-0 up. But we don't remember that, do we? So
that doesn't suit my argument.
Exactly. There you go. So what we've done is, if you are the number 4 team in the world and you get to the semi-final, you have underachieved.
Barnesy talking sense here, Gabby. That'll never catch on, that.
No, never.
Spot on.
Never.
We're giving you the chance to win the trip to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Adidas. You know, mate, could be New York on June the 27th, see England versus Panama live. We've got your flights, hotel, spending money, and indeed match tickets and the official Trionda match ball all covered. For that, you've got to head to talksport.win. I beg your pardon, head to talksportwin.com to enter for full T's and C's, and let's do it now. Now, moving on. That's French Open, man. It's incredible. The shocks at the French Open keep on coming. Men's world number 1, Yannick Sinner, was knocked out in the second round. And now the ladies number 1, Arina Sabalenka, is out. Sabalenka was heard during the game shouting, "I want to quit tennis right now." I believe that was what Benty was shouting at the paddle.
Yes.
Well,
exactly that, Ali.
Let's see if we can hear.
No thoughts, no emotions. Just want to quit tennis right now, but we'll see. We'll see in a few days. Hopefully I'll get back on track mentally.
Yeah, clearly that was after the game. Hopefully she'll calm down and have a rethink. Now, for more on this, I'm absolutely delighted to say good morning to former British tennis player Barry Cowan. Barry, very good morning.
Good morning,
Thanks
Barry.
for joining us. How are you, first of all?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Yeah, the weather in Paris of these 2 weeks has been absolutely crazy, from sort of 35 degrees at the start, and yesterday, it was tough conditions. And unfortunately for Sabalenka, she had a meltdown. 10 games in a row she lost, on the brink of winning.
Wow.
And now we're going to have a new champion in the women's and a new champion in the men's.
What about the girl that beat her? I mean, there's not a lot, and I don't know an awful lot about her, Diana Schrader. You've mentioned correctly that we're going to get new champions. A lot of people would think that's quite good, keeping it fresh. But getting back to Sabalenka, Barry, I mean, it's an interesting one, because I'm thinking back to last year. I was doing a wee bit of research on last year's final, and I think she made 70 unforced errors. Is it to be that that's just not her surface, or can she not just go over the line?
No, I think it's just at times she can't get over the line. I mean, it's amazing when you always think of the very best, that they are often the best because they're the best tennis players, but also mentally they can handle themselves in the tough moments. And obviously for Sabalenka, she has done that, but there are periods, like as you said, like that match with Goff last year in the final, where she was the better player, but the better player didn't win because she wasn't able to control those emotions. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to disagree with Sabalenka yesterday, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see her at Wimbledon. I don't think she'll be quitting for good.
No.
That's just an interview straight after.
Emotions.
It's kind of raw. I would imagine she felt it was very raw there, Barry.
Yeah.
Barry, she's very outspoken, isn't she, about what she wants. Earlier in the competition, she complained about the money that the players are going to get. Do you think that will change anytime soon?
Well, this has been rumbling on for a while, Gabby, about money. Obviously, there's always with the French Open, it's about how many men's night matches there are instead of how many women's matches. But I think what she is, Sabalenka, if you ask her a question, she'll give you an honest answer. I think that's why a lot of the kids really relate to her. As I said, you know exactly what she's feeling. But sometimes you've just got to try, in the heat of the battle on the court, you just got to, I think, try, although you want to be yourself, I think at times you've got to try and keep your cards a little closer to your chest. And I think if she had done that yesterday, because she's a better player than Schneider, who's awkward.
Yeah.
But Sabalenka should, in all fairness, as a world number 1, there are a few Grand Slams that she has let go because she just hasn't been able to play the big points as well as you need to do.
I've got to ask you one quick one out before Addy comes in about British tennis at the moment, because Raducanu out in the first round. For the men's, Jacob Fernley out in the first round. Obviously, Draper's got that knee injury. Where is British tennis at the moment, mate?
Oh, my goodness. How long have we got?
12 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the discussion. I mean, I am certainly one of those. I came through the system I'm certainly one of those that I don't ever feel the federation should be responsible for producing tennis players. I think what federation should be there is to make it as easy as possible for players to flourish. And I think that's what the LTA, at times they always have come from the right place, but at times I don't think they always get it right. But I mean, this week the odds were always stacked against us. With Draper being injured, Fernley has been really struggling. It's a difficult one for Jacob at the moment. But I think in terms of the male players, actually the 100 to 200. We've had a very good year. In fact, I think we've got more players than we've had in a long time. But at the higher end, that's where we struggle in the men's. And obviously, Raducanu, her struggles continue. She just can't seem to get a run of tournaments together. If you don't get a run of tournaments together, then you don't have the confidence in the big matches. So I think there is a concern right now for Raducanu because she hasn't won. I mean, she's hardly won a match really, apart from she made a final in February for the last 8 or 9 months, which is, I'm sure, disappointing for her.
Barry, who would your money be on? Is it Kostyuk, Andreeva, Chwalinska or Schneider? Who would your money be on?
Oh my goodness, I think we've all been wrong the last 2 weeks. Kostyuk's playing the best tennis.
Yeah.
I think it will be between Andreeva and Kostyuk. I think Andreeva will learn from her mistakes last year, so I'm going for Andreeva. And in the men's, it's going to be Zverev or Menzik. Zverev is the overwhelming favourite, but he's missed out a couple of times. I mean, he's the best player left, but Menzik is the big serving Czech. He was brilliant the other night, but probably just Zverev.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about Djokovic because his career has been incredible, hasn't it? How much more do you think he's got left in him?
He's still got a lot left in him, Gabby. Last year, he made all 4 semi-finals of the Slams. Obviously, the Australian Open, he beat Sinner. Not too many people have done that. Was it 3 losses Sinner's had this year?
Yes.
And I thought Djokovic played great. I never thought realistically he'd be able to go 7 matches on the clay, given how little tennis he's played recently. Wimbledon, he's going to be there or thereabouts because with Alcaraz not playing, and I think Sinner, it might be difficult for Sinner to recover. He certainly wasn't right last week. That the heat obviously hit him. So if it's not going to be Sinner, then I always feel Djokovic is going to be next in line.
Barry, just a quick one before I let you go. One of the players I really enjoying watching is Berrettini. Retired again, hip injury. It's a little bit concerning again, isn't it?
Oh, he can't catch a break. He really can't.
No.
He played such good tennis, and anyone that watched that last night would know what he was absolutely going through because, the last 4 years, he puts himself in a position. And for my money last night, he was going to win that match, but his body, unfortunately, keeps breaking down. It was an opportunity in that top half. I mean, 3 Italians were in the top half yesterday without their top 2 Italians. So, it's going to be...
I'm going to watch him, mate. I'm going to watch him this moment in time. Listen, Barry, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Barry.
Looking forward to the climax in the tournament. We'll hopefully speak again soon there. Thank you very much, former British tennis player Barry Cowan there. Still to come on Breakfast this Thursday morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Manage your Travis Perkins trade account online at travisperkins.co.uk or via the Travis Perkins app.
Go! Always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible.
Dear.
Always believe
He's back. I don't know if you're aware. He scored 5 goals in the game once.
You're joking.
You're
joking.
He did. It's amazing. We'll maybe ask him about it. Radio Academy Hall of Famer, all-round legend. Yes, we Alan Brazil's back with us from 9 a.m. this morning. I can't wait to speak to him. You do not want to miss that. That was our breakfast preview with our great friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Liverpool reached an agreement to appoint Andoni Iraola as their new coach, Simon. He's set to sign a 2-year deal with Liverpool. What do you think is a bigger gamble here? Sticking with Slot or pivoting to Andoni?
Well, you have to ask yourself why they've done it. And obviously one would say that the performance of the team and their failure to defend their title in the way that were anticipated. Well, we had that previously with Klopp. They didn't defend their 2019-2020 title particularly well, but there was a massive connection between Klopp and the fans. Now, we've listened to Danny Murphy repeatedly suggest that the whole of the Liverpool fan base, which I probably think is a bit of an exaggeration, but the significant part of the Liverpool fan base were gone. They weren't part of any belief system in Slot. So that coupled with probably some situations around players, the failure to handle the Salah situation particularly well, the observations when you look at player development that no one's really advanced under him, all of those have probably come to a point where Iraola looks the exact opposite of that.
Right.
He looks the exact opposite of that.
So sticking with Slot was a bigger gamble.
Everything's a gamble. Everything's a gamble. What you know, sometimes the devil you know best. You know what Slot is. Now, interestingly, what Slot was talking about was that we now know what we've got to do next year. What you will see next year is very different to what you've seen this year. So why that wasn't bought into by the...
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Okay, talkSPORT Breakfast, Ali and Gabby with you this Thursday morning. Now, what are your headlines this Thursday morning? I'm just about to tell you. Forest are demanding a minimum of $100 million from Man City for midfielder Elliot Anderson. City have had an opening offer rejected. Now, Ben Stokes, this is an interesting one. Excuse me, Ben Stokes has defended Jofra Archer being allowed to miss the first test of the summer due to complications surrounding his IPL contract. England versus New Zealand begins 11 a.m. this morning at Lord's, and with the World Cup underway in just 7 days, Hawksby and Jacobs were joined by football and broadcasting legend Gary Lineker, and Gary gave his predictions for the tournament.
I think we're an outside bet. I don't think we're without a chance. I think it'd be difficult, but we have got a lot of talent. I think the most likely winners are probably Spain for me. I think that everything points to them, but in World Cups you never know. I think Argentina will make probably a strong defence of their trophy, have a chance. France, everyone fancies them. I'm not so sure. I think most of their talent is in forward areas. I wonder whether they'll implode. We'll wait and see. But obviously they have to have a chance.
Paul and Andy have slipped into a time machine there, to be fair to the two of them. Gabby, what are you thinking about Spain? I mean, I must admit, I listened to the interview. I listened to Gary yesterday on. He was very, very good. I enjoyed the listen. I know what he's saying about France, but I'm still going France just before Spain, mate.
I am as well, Ali. I've got the squads in front of me. I look at Spain, yes, they'll be up there again. Quality players all across that squad of players, but I can't look past even the midfield of France, I know people say they're maybe top-heavy going forward, but Tchouameni, Zaire Emery, who I love watching, Ali. I mean, he's an incredible player. Still got Kanté and Rabiot in there. But going forward, Barcola, Cherki, Dembele, Doué, Mateta, Mbappe, Elise, Thuram. Deary me.
Absolutely. Yeah, say no more. Okay, for more on all these biggest stories, head over to talksport.com. It's now time, Gabby, for a bit of this.
I sound like a broken record, a broken record. All the times I said I was.
No idea. Couldn't even tell you. And then they normally give me a week.
I've got no idea. No idea. Never heard it.
Yeah, well, if you two don't know, well, I mean, what chance?
Oh, a bit of Jason Derulo.
Right there, yeah, Jace. Yeah.
There you are. You should be getting that, Olivia.
Do you like a bit of Jason Derulo? Okay. Right. I'm assuming that song may be called Record. Because Broken Record, it's called, guys. Broken Record.
Well done, Ed.
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, Broken Record by Jason Derulo, and we're doing this because obviously we have got some absolute legends on the show. A reminder that Big Al is coming on at 9 o'clock, but we've also got another legend in Big John coming on.
By the way, Olivia, sorry to interrupt you, but Big John's wee John as well, man. The two of them, he's lost some weight, Big John.
Yeah, he has. He has lost some weight. Yeah, both Big Al and Big John have lost weight. Now, we've got Big John coming on at 9:45. And recently, he attempted to break a Guinness World Record for naming the most takeaway dishes in 30 seconds. Let's see how he got on. Go.
Egg fried rice, chicken fried rice, pork fried rice, special fried rice, Singapore fried rice, Singapore rice noodle, plain chow mein, chicken chow mein, pork chow mein, beef chow mein, chicken balls, prawn balls, pork balls, sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour pork Hong Kong style, sweet and sour prawn, beef in black bean, chicken in black bean, pork in black bean, roast duck Chinese style, roast pork Chinese style, chicken Chinese style, crispy aromatic duck, seaweed, sesame prawn on toast, spicy pork, mixed hors d'oeuvres, chicken and sweet corn soup, chicken noodle soup, hot and sour soup, prawn crackers, chips, salt and chili chips, salt and chili chicken balls, salt and chili pork.
Wow. In your attempt today, you achieved 40 menu items in 30 seconds.
It's a solid record. You talk about my life being surreal. This has been one of the most surreal moments and one of the best moments. It's been an absolutely wonderful afternoon.
So, Big John broke the record. It's one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. Broke the Guinness World Record.
Seaweed. That was the one that stuck with me. Barry, I'm checking that up. I'm checking up Big John's record on that seaweed. I'm not sure. I think he's only got 39. I'm not getting on seaweed.
No, I've had seaweed from a Chinese. It definitely counts. So he broke the Guinness World Record, and he'll be on at 9:45, and we'll be talking about how he managed to get over the line and what it took. So we thought, Ali, we're going to give you the task to name as many takeaway dishes. You are doing the same as Big John. We want you to name as many takeaway dishes as you can in 30 seconds. Big John got 40. How many do you reckon you can get, Ali?
12.
Okay, right. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Fish supper, steak pie supper, haggis supper, Scotch pie supper, fritters, mince pie supper.
Think of a Chinese.
You never told me it's Chinese.
You can do anything.
You see, takeaway. Right, chicken chow mein, beef curry, lamb curry, chicken curry, chicken tikka, chicken masala, chicken poppadoms, onion bhajis, chicken pakora, vegetable pakora, fish pakora. There you are. That's many's that. That's about 34.
Chicken poppadom.
Your first 10 I've never heard of. Where did they serve them? Mince pie supper.
A producer is saying you got about 14. I reckon you got a few more than that. But,
Thank you.
Wow.
Ali, that was absolutely brilliant.
It was a fair effort.
It was a very good effort.
It's safe to say Big John's record is intact.
Sorry, chicken poppadoms was my favourite. Okay, now we thought it's a bit unfair, Gabby, for you to do the same, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to get you to name as many capital cities as you can in 30 seconds. Now, the official Guinness World Record for this is actually in 1 minute, with a record set by memory athlete Jonas von Essen, who named 48 capital cities in a minute. However, we're going to cut that down. You have to try and name 24. Stop writing them down. Stop writing them down, you cheat. 24 capital cities in 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. London.
Yeah.
Dublin.
Yeah.
Madrid.
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
Lisbon. Budapest.
He's on a roll now, right, you know.
Rio de Janeiro.
No, it's Brasilia.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Aye.
Is it? Okay. Zagreb.
Yes.
I don't even know capital cities myself.
Harry, I'm struggling here, mate.
No, I think you've done all right. Helsinki, Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, with
That
Ali,
was tough.
yeah, that is tough.
I know. Okay.
With Ali's help, you got 9, but on your own, you got 7.
Is it not Rio? No.
No, it's Brasilia.
Brasilia.
Yeah. What's the capital of Australia?
Canberra.
Canberra. Yeah. What's the capital of India?
Oh, is it New Delhi?
It is. Well done, Ali.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the capital of Argentina, Gabby?
What? Oh.
Buenos Dias.
Buenos Dias.
Buenos Dias.
You know what I meant, Ali.
I'm giving you half a point for
Thank
that.
you, mate. Buenos Aires.
Oh. Absolutely different class.
Good morning. He's just saying good morning to everyone out there. He's just saying good morning to everyone listening. That's what he's doing. Oh, well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
I didn't.
That was great. Buenas noches. Catch you later on. Right. Don't forget, as well as Big John, we're going to be joined by the legend that is Alan Brazil at 9 a.m. Absolutely cannot wait to speak to the big fella and welcome him back. Great fun, that, Olivia. Up next, we turn our attention back to the World Cup and whether the US is ready for it.
We've never had this combination in studio before. I wonder why that is. I don't think...
It's a bit baffling because, you know, on the one hand, you've got somebody who is genuinely a world authority on sport, and on the other, you've got Simon Jordan.
It's important to let Piers have these moments, isn't it?
Well, you've been on once back in 2022 when there was a disagreement, was there not, Simon? I remember we were speaking to Piers about the Cristiano Ronaldo interview, for which this man did win awards.
Yeah, he won Sycophant of the Year for it, yeah.
And you thought it was a bit too sycophantic for your liking.
It was.
What, the one when he left Man United?
Yeah, you know.
Don't be so
shut up, you. We've had that conversation.
When I allowed you to come I literally won a Scoop of the Year award for it at your event. No, the one you boast about.
We've already had this conversation, right? What Piers is being disingenuous about is I allowed him to come on up front under the auspice of the fact he thought he'd get the biggest numbers, which he didn't. Right? Ironically, John Terry got those.
Would you give up the chance to play for your country to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn rugby union into franchises, not clubs. Add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, rugby union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands? Okay, what about the capital of Argentina, Gabby?
What? Oh.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias!
Marvellous. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Alan McCoist, Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car in the upgrade event and get 2 years free servicing, plus a chance to win the cost of it back this June. It is Thursday, the 4th of June. And on the way for you this morning, do not adjust your set, because in 2 hours we will be joined by the undisputed king of talkSPORT.
Let's say a very good morning to the next guest, George Kapopoulos. George, I'm sorry, I'm struggling with. I always have struggled with Greek names.
It might be my favourite. Yes. And then the line, I've always struggled with Greek names. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. Big Al will be joining us from 9 a.m. Please do not miss that. Plenty more to come as well, including former England Test captain Mark Butcher, all-time England rugby appearance holder Ben Youngs, and social media sensation, of course, Big John Fisher. Now, though, we're just a week away from the ultimate US party.
The World Cup bandwagon rolls on.
This World Cup will by far take soccer to the next stage in America.
Chance, Pulisic tucks it away. The United States have their lead.
I understand the player
they didn't make the roster, they don't want to hear me to say, oh, apologize, oh, what the... I care.
Gary, I want to say it's fantastic to see you again. And I know what you're doing. You want to start World War III. You tried to do it when you were playing.
Emmanuel Petit is part of our team. Kyle Walker, only the 96 England cap. Stuart Pearce, of course, the England legend, is part of our commentary team. David Moyes. I hope he's out there early because Scotland obviously won't last too long.
Dear Lord. There's no need for that, eh? No need. I mean, I was a savage attacking my country. No need for that at all. The 2026 World Cup kicks off a week today, Gabby, with all 104 games live in talkSPORT. Could you, Gabby, can you imagine Aid after the tournament, man? He'll need to lie down for about 6 weeks, won't he?
I hope he's got his sun cream, Ali. Wow. As Alex McLeish used to say to some of the lads, put your cream on, big un.
Big egg. Big egg. It wasn't the cream he needed, it was a suit of armour he needed to get in the sun, man. Honestly. The first game is actually on Mexico versus South Africa, which I am at and I'm looking forward to. A repeat of the 2010 opener over in Mexico City. Friday's games come from Canada, then on Saturday 13th, all eyes are on Inglewood, LA for USA versus Paraguay. Now we're getting an American perspective on the tournament, which I can't wait for. It's only a week away, less than a week away. Fantastic. Joining us now is the host of talkSPORT's World Show. It is, of course, Tess Fasatsian, Master Tess Fasatsian. Master, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, mate.
Buenos dias. How you guys doing?
Don't you start.
I'm glad you heard that, mate. I'm so pleased you heard that. Thanks for joining us, pal. I'm guessing, I'm stating the obvious here, mate. You'll be as excited as we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been waiting on this for a long time in America and growing up as well in America, knowing how the sport was viewed when I was a kid and missing out on the opportunity in 1994. I was only 3 years old then. To have this opportunity to be one of the host nations in North America, it's an exciting opportunity, but obviously a lot of people are talking about more than what's going to happen in the game at this point. So,
could that overshadow it, mate?
Potentially it can, yes. I mean, it already has, unfortunately. Whether it's through the ticket prices, the visas going on right now. We're seeing the DR Congo having issues with Ebola, if they're going to get in or not, where the camps are going to be. All of these have been, obviously, gray clouds hanging over the tournament at this point. I'm just hoping that America does what it typically does, which I think Winston Churchill once said, that you can always count on Americans to do the right thing after they run out of possibility, every other option. And so I'm hoping once the games start, the Americans, we buy into the perspective and we love a spectacle, and that kind of takes
The other problem I've got with the ticket pricing is that this is the biggest tournament in any sport, the World Cup. People love Ali. I remember in Qatar when talkSPORT was speaking to Argentinian fans and they were saying that, you know, they've sold their car, they've sold their house to come to Qatar to watch Messi, and they're going to get the prices. I mean, the friendly game in England are playing in a few days.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
there's
so many empty seats because of the pricing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you about that, Master, if I may, because I want to read you something. FIFA have been accused of working with unofficial resale platforms in an effort to sell tickets for low-demand World Cup games to avoid compensation claims from fans who have already paid face value for the matches. I mean, they would certainly have a case. You would be annoyed, wouldn't you?
I'd be absolutely furious if I was a fan that paid for some of these tickets. And there's other fans as well that I know that are friends of mine in group chats when the tickets were first initially released. That's the thing with capitalism. They got new credit cards with $20,000, $30,000 maxes on them to buy as many tickets as they can to resell them to take advantage of the demand. So it's a two-sided situation here where people are trying to maximize on all the attention and the demand. But the problem typically spans from dynamic pricing, which obviously as an American, I'm very familiar with this concept and this idea that they're trying to maximize as much revenue as they possibly can. And to this point, this year, FIFA's projecting that the per match game per ticket in hospitality sales, they're going to get about $30 million per match. And that is almost double what they got in Qatar, which is around $15 million per match. So the revenue is already going to generate a ton more money on top of the additional matches in this expanded
format. That's how many kids, Dad, Mom, I want to go to a World Cup game.
That's a tough
sorry about that, son. Sorry, I can't afford it.
How else can you grow the game if the kids and the families aren't able to go? And we're not even talking about the trains to get to these stadiums, the parking, the hotels, the flights right now with the jet fuel crisis going on. It's going to be an incredibly expensive World Cup for a lot of people, but the prices are coming down right now. And that's the other part with dynamic pricing. And we saw this in the Club World Cup last year as well, where Chelsea was facing Palmeiras, and I was at that match at MetLife. I believe it was a semifinal match, and tickets were going last minute for $17. So we're seeing the prices starting to drop now. We're also seeing a lot of different mayors and states, also speaking up about this. We know the state of New Jersey and New York are doing a probe into FIFA and these prices. We're seeing Mayor Mamdani making more affordable prices. I just saw yesterday the mayor of Seattle has made 1,400 tickets available for low-income people that include a free ticket and some buses. So again, America eventually does the right thing. It's just, unfortunately, it's always going to come at the last minute, and that's kind of what this World Cup has symbolized.
Master, just a quick one, mate. If you can get Scotland Brazil tickets for $17, can you get me a dozen? Can you get me a dozen of them, mate?
I'll do my best, just as long as I can roll with you.
Hey, you're more than welcome, my friend. Now, here's my question. Here's my question for you. It doesn't guarantee a fantastic tournament, but it helps. Home nations doing well, I think, always add to the excitement and obviously the atmosphere of World Cups in particular. Now, Master, my question is this: how do you feel right now about the USA team and who's going to go furthest, USA, Mexico, or Canada?
You know what? Every day my emotions change. So you would ask me last week when the roster was released and Diego Luna wasn't on it. I'm like, this team is going to finish last in the group.
Yeah.
Then after this friendly against Senegal, despite a rotated side, I think USA can win the group, and I need them to win the group because I need the excitement, the anticipation, as you talked about, the build-up. I need Americans to get behind this and really embrace this tournament, because when Americans get behind a spectacle, it can be a bit, as you see with the New York Knicks last night, it can be a bit ridiculous, and it can be, you think Arsenal in the parade was crazy, just wait till you see the Knicks parade, and when you see what Americans can do when they're prideful about their nation. So in terms of who goes the furthest, maybe I'd probably bet on Mexico, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance we could see Mexico, England in the knockout stage at Stadium Azteca, which would be absolutely insane. Oh, that would be an incredible, incredible sight. But I don't have to guess whether their fans are going to show up. It's an absolute given. Their fans are going to show up. They're going to be loud. They're going to be raucous. They always are, especially in Stadium Azteca. It's a huge home field advantage that Americans have had to see time and time again. So if I rank it, Mexico first, USA second, and then Canada third. But don't sleep on Canada too. Their third World Cup.
Got some good players.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you about halftime shows, because America.
Why do you have a problem with halftime shows?
I don't. Let me finish. I don't. So basically, I love halftime shows, right? But majority of English people can't stand them. I don't know why, but I love them. How often will we see them?
I mean, we'll see
every game.
We'll see the pregame. No, we'll see it. It's only going to be the final.
Okay.
And the complaints, I mean, how many times have I gone to pubs here in London and hear people singing Sweet Caroline and all these other American classics? I go to these matches and everyone loves a good American sing-along. All these chants are made after American songs. So an additional 10 minutes is not going to kill you. You're going to have a nice little pint in your hand, and you'll probably be with your missus, and you'll be singing along to Shakira.
I totally
Hips
agree.
Don't Lie. You'll be singing Waka Waka like the rest of
Master, you've known us long enough. Now, we're not happy unless we've got something to moan about.
Hey,
okay.
Listen, the last week, I thought summer started 2 weeks ago, and the last week, all this rain. I understand why you guys complain all the time. Just not enough vitamin D going around. That's what it is.
Well, listen, mate, brilliant to see you. We'll hopefully catch up. I can't wait for the World Cup. Neither can Gabby, and we'll hopefully catch up soon. Thanks for joining us, pal. That was brilliant.
Mucho gracias.
Take
Too much for me, that, Ali.
Oh, excuse me, stop it. Master, just Patsy in there. Thanks very much for joining us, obviously from the S-Word talkSPORT show on our YouTube channel. You guys got to check it out. Now, coming up, we're going to continue our build-up to World Cup by blind ranking the most iconic moments. You do not want to miss this.
when you get these Arsenal fans ranting and raving and saying some of the things that they do, and then you get this nitwit over here popping up with his little brand of observation in social media.
What, Piers?
Yeah.
Little brand of 9 million followers.
Whatever, how many followers you've got, Piers.
Well, a lot more than you, Sancho.
Fantastic, but I don't judge my
It's
work
not a
by
little
that.
brand.
But I don't judge myself by those numbers.
This is a little brand. My YouTube channel is 4.5 million subscribers.
I'm delighted.
I have 9 million followers on X. So when I say something to 9 million
I'm delighted.
people, I'm saying it to a lot more millions than you.
I'm delighted.
Yeah, but it's not a little brand. I'm not a little nitwit.
No, I'm delighted.
You may not like what I say.
I'm delighted.
But the platform I have is infinitesimally bigger than yours.
I'm delighted. You've pivoted into the digital world and hung on by your fingertips, right? But the bottom line is I'm looking at the content. I'm looking at the content, and you're asking me why.
Yes.
People are reacting negatively to what's being said. So I floated the idea without a great deal of commitment to it that silly comments that are antagonistic made by nitwits like him with big audiences.
What silly
Is
comment?
that better?
Well, give me a silly
Well,
comment.
I don't study your feed, but every now and again
give me one example.
You pop up with observations
Well, give
about
me one
Arsenal
that's silly.
inflammatory. I don't know. I can look for it in a second.
Exactly. You can't think of one. You just said it.
Every now and again.
You just literally said that. And you can't tell me a single thing I've said,
every now and
which
again,
is silly.
I see you make an
Give me
observation.
one.
Well, I'll find one in a second.
You can't, can you?
Because I don't
You've
write them
literally...
down.
Hello, I'm Matt Fordham from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received. Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Oh dear, Gabby. That was unbelievable. The fact, the irony of me slaughtering Brazil for his Greek names and then having about 211 goes myself at Master Tisfatsian was absolutely remarkable.
Chicken poppadoms, Ali, we're getting a lot of messages about.
Well, I've been some morning between us, you and I this morning. I tell you that, boy.
We're nervous, aren't we? Brazil's back, we're nervous.
Yeah, we've got World Cup and Brazil nerves, mate. talkSPORT Breakfast with you this morning, Thursday the 4th of June. Ali and Gabby, of course, here. Thoroughly enjoying the show this morning. Right, we're going to head across the Atlantic and get a transfer roundup with talkSPORT's Ben Jacobs, who's hopefully found himself somewhere special and he's got himself a new pair of sunglasses.
Coming on to wingers that could be on the move, I want to touch upon Jan Diamande in particular, who is at Leipzig at the moment. In the next few days or weeks, Leipzig are expected to hold talks over Diamande potentially extending. Now, at this stage, because that extension is still on the cards, at least as far as Leipzig are concerned, they've got a very high valuation of about 100 million euros. Liverpool and PSG are the two main contenders for Diamande. We'll have to wait and see whether Bayern enter the race as well, because they missed out on Anthony Gordon. Now, Arsenal are going to be really busy. We know that they're toying with a central midfielder, whether a 6 or a number 8, potentially even both as well. A starting left winger is on the cards as well, and we'll wait and see what happens with the striker situation too. A lot will depend on Gabby Jesus and potential outgoings. Gabriel Martinelli and or Leandro Trossard could depart, and that will free up budget and squad space for Arsenal to move for a left-sided decided player. There's 3 names there to keep an eye on. One is Morgan Rogers, the other is Junior Krupi, and Julian Alvarez is kind of a dream signing. Atletico Madrid keep pointing towards a 500 million euros release clause, but I'm actually told that that release clause is just a little bit more complicated, and there could be some provisions for certain clubs to get a deal done, certainly cheaper than that 500 million euro.
Yeah, it's Ben Jacobs there coming to you from
He looks cool, doesn't he, Ali? What a cool guy.
Hollywood Hills doing his best impersonation of a giant blue bottle.
No.
It's time now for a coffee break with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Olivia, tell me you saw those specs he's wearing.
Oh, I did, yeah.
They might be the biggest sunglasses I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, they're letting him straight in Calabasas, aren't they? Just like that. Wow.
Cool backdrop, though.
Yeah.
Very cool backdrop. Buenos dias, everyone. Right,
Buenos
it's
dias.
Buenos dias.
a week to go. That might be genuinely the most I've laughed at since
Ali,
I
I've got the
started
dump
working at
button
talkSPORT.
right next to me. That's my chance to just use it for the
Oh
first time.
no, you're sitting in that seat with the dump button next to you.
man,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
could have pressed it.
Mate, you could have pressed it.
No, the audience needed to be treated. The listeners needed to be treated with that. Right, it is a week to go until the FIFA 2026 World Cup kicks off. So, it's time now for this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No messing about. Number 1, best I've seen.
3, 2, and 1.
180.
Rewind.
1,000,000%.
What's 2 plus 3?
6.
It's not rocket science, number 9.
It's actually 37.
I'm giving numbers here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, right. We are
numbers
going to do, yeah, Ali, you liked this one last time I did it.
Yep.
Obviously, the World Cup is coming off, and we have seen so many iconic moments during the World Cup. So, you are going to blind rank some of the World Cup iconic moments, okay?
Right.
So, blind rank. So, I'll give you one, but you don't know what's coming after it.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
I like this game.
I've got it written down.
Yeah.
I'll write down your orders.
Let's do
So,
it.
let's have a listen to the first iconic moment.
And here comes Hurst. He's got some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. It's four.
So that was Kenneth Wolstenholme, whose famous line, "I think it's all over, it is now," as Sir Geoff Hurst scored a hat-trick for England against West Germany and won the 1966 World Cup. Where are you going to put that?
Oh, wow, Ali.
Ali, you can go first. Where are you going to put it?
5.
Should have known that was coming.
And by the way, that's only because I can't go 6.
Okay, and then Gabby?
I'm going to go 2.
Ooh, okay.
I think I have to there.
Okay. Right, you've gone 2, and Ali, you've got 5. Okay, your second one.
Valdano. At what point was he offside? Or was it a use of the hand that England are complaining about?
So that is England against Argentina at the 1986 World Cup. Of course, Maradona using his hand to score a goal, which was given against England. And the phrase "hand of God" obviously comes from Maradona's initial response to the goal. When he was asked about it, he said, "A little with the head of Maradona, a little with the hand of God." Where are you rating or ranking Maradona's hand of God?
Allegedly using his hand. 1. 1.
I'm going to go 3 on that.
Okay. Hand of.
I'm loving this game.
Okay, right. Ali's got 1 and Gabby has gone 3.
Yes.
Okay, your third iconic moment.
It's Oscar at the other end, and Oscar does get a consolation for Brazil. It's not a sensational Oscar winner in stoppage time. Instead, it's a mere footnote on the most embarrassing day in Brazilian football history.
This was, Germany 7, Brazil 1 at the
Wow.
semi-finals of the 2014 World Cup, which obviously Germany went on to win. Basically, the match became a symbol of national humiliation.
It's in Brazil, wasn't it?
It was in Brazil. It was on home turf.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yeah, Germany 7, Brazil
Yeah.
1 at the semi-finals of the World Cup. What are we saying?
5.
4.
Germany 7-1. And, okay, Ali, you're going 4.
Yes.
5.
Okay. Right, the fourth one. Let's have a listen.
Oh, it's Zidane who's thrust his head into the chest of Materazzi.
Okay, so this
What a
was...
headbutt, by the way.
It was a great headbutt.
Quality.
The 2006 World Cup, Italy against France, one of the most infamous moments we have ever seen. Zinedine Zidane headbutting Marco Materazzi, got him sent off. The game went to penalties. Italy went on to win the World Cup. Where do you put the Zidane headbutt? Ali, you have 2 and 3. Gabby, you have 1 and 4.
I'm going 2. I was at that game.
Wow, were you?
I still can't believe it. I mean,
crazy.
Incredible
I'm going to
moment.
go 4. Don't promote violence. Disgusting headbutt.
Okay, which means, Ali, you've only got number 3 left.
Yeah.
And Gabby, you have got number 1.
I've got a feeling I'm getting talked up here, but carry on.
So, the final iconic World Cup moment is...
A night of madness, a night of mayhem, a night of Messi. Here he is, centre stage, in his rightful place. Argentina are where they believe they should be as well. They're the champions. World Cup winners in
I win, Coisty. I win.
I have got...
You know it.
I get shivers just
So do
listening
I.
to that. Lionel Messi in 2022. Argentina against France. One of the greatest World Cup finals we have ever seen.
Yep.
It finished 3-3. Messi scored a brace. It went to penalties. He obviously scored in the penalty shootout. And Argentina win the World Cup for the first time since 1986. Ali, you've put that 3rd.
Wow.
Yes.
And Gabby...
Deservedly
You
so.
didn't enjoy that, Ali?
Oh, I did, but I enjoyed Maradona's handball a lot more, by the way. Well, alleged handball.
Alleged handball. Let's run through your final scores then. So, Ali, the first, so you've put out of these 5, the most iconic World Cup moment is Maradona hand of God. Zidane headbutt in 2nd. Messi winning the World Cup 3rd. Germany 7-1 4th, and England winning the World Cup in 66.
I've only got 4.
As 5th, you put that in 5th, Ali. Reminder of that one. And Gabby, I think yours is spot on.
Thanks.
Messi,
Gabby, you're the spot
Messi
on.
number 1, England 66 number 2, Maradona hand of God 3, Zidane headbutt number 4, and Germany 7-1-5. You've made
question of sport.
You've made up for the Buenos Dias, Gabby.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You made up for it.
And
That was very good.
I hope Messi does it again as well.
I hope England do it, but if England can't do it, I hope Messi does it
Agreed.
again.
What about you, Ali? Because you don't seem a big fan of that moment.
Oh, no, I was there. It was amazing. It was absolutely
Why
amazing.
did you put it 3rd then?
Well, I just went early. I went early with a ledge handball, and by the way, I'm standing by it. That was all thanks to Costa Express. Thanks, Olivia. That was brilliant. Now, coming up, England get their test summer underway today against New Zealand. But should Jofra Archer be playing? We're going to discuss that next, guys.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT. Sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
I mean, Jamie Carragher's been talking on the overlap in the last couple of days, and he's raised some concerns about Iraola's appointment as well. He says it almost feels a year too early. I look at it and think, can I see this man winning the league for this club? And I get that point, but on the other hand, you know, can you see Enzo Maresca winning the league? It is first season for Manchester City. you just don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know.
Listen, it's our job to sit here and forecast and guess, and that's exactly what we're doing. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know. What we all can have an opinion on, is, I still think it's an interesting decision when Alonso was available. And you can guarantee that if it doesn't work, and I hope it does, that's the one thing that Liverpool fans will be saying. Why did we not go for Alonso when he was available?
Yeah. Yeah, again, I think we said it yesterday. I mean, it tells me that at Liverpool, the plan was to stick with Arne Slot.
Yeah.
And maybe they've told Alonso that, and that's why he's gone to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then something has happened, maybe player power, whatever, which has meant they've changed tack and they've gone for Iraola. Look, he's a fantastic, I think, charismatic, charming man.
Yeah.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
Okay, what time we got? 7:35, Thursday the 4th of June. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ali and Gabby joining you this morning with Arnold Clark, who are celebrating a massive summer of football. Buy a used car in June and you'll be entered into their weekly draw to indeed win the cost of it back. Now, England's test match summer, well, it kicks off today.
Australia, well, they've won the fifth and final Ashes test of the series by 146 runs, and they have won the Ashes.
There's no wriggle room now for failure for England and McCullum.
For us now, it's a matter of how do we turn those difficult lessons into lessons that can help us become a better side moving forward.
It is oh so easy for Mitchell Santner. England crumbling.
If it goes really badly wrong, then there might be a lot of issues for people in big jobs in English cricket.
Bethel down the ground, a fourth boundary in the over.
I don't want us to throw out what we've done before, per se. I want us to refine it, become a better version of it.
The problem they've got is that beating New Zealand is not going to convince the public that the team have changed.
He's bowled him!
Roots out. Smith has a second wicket.
Whatever's going to happen is going to be fun.
Yep, England welcome New Zealand to the home of cricket as their Test summer kicks off today at Lord's. You'll be able to listen to ball-by-ball action on the first Test live on talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. There's an interesting one. England star bowler Jofra Archer is not available for the first Test for England as he's managing his workload after playing for the Rajasthan Royals out in the Indian Premier League, even though he is contracted to play for England. This has caused, as you can imagine, uproar over the past couple of weeks, but Captain Ben Stokes spoke yesterday and he was defending Archer.
I know it's been spoken about over the last couple of weeks about that whole situation, and I totally understand sort of people's frustrations around the situation, but there's also another side to it. And it's a lot of it's got to do with the landscape of cricket and where it is at the moment. I think a lot of the points that people have been making around Joff in that situation, I guess, I think are to do with the landscape back when they were playing. It's completely different now. And look, there's opportunities for cricketers now that there wasn't 10, 15, 20 years ago. Yes, in an ideal situation, it would be unbelievably great to have everyone who you want available at every single opportunity, but that's not the way of cricket at the moment.
OK, to give us more, let's bring in former England Test match captain Mark Butcher. Butch, a very good morning. Thanks for joining us. How are you, Butch?
Morning, gents. Yeah, very good, very good. I'm just looking out my window at the from the hotel over Lords at the moment, and dark clouds are looming, and the covers are being moved around by the ground.
No,
no, it doesn't. It's not looking particularly flashy at the weather forecast today, but let's fingers crossed it gets going.
Absolutely, that wouldn't be an ideal start of the day, mate. Listen, Butch, I'm looking at it and I'm listening to Stokes there. No surprise there, as you would expect. The one thing he is, he defends his players and he's loyal and he's strong. But the one thing he did say regarding the situation, Butch, was he said in terms of cricket and maybe international cricket, he said it's completely different now, right? Which is probably the case. But should it be?
Yeah, I watched that and I saw sort of Ben's face while he was talking about it, and the expression on his face kind of belied the words that were coming out of his mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, I know that the situation's changed. I'm not naive, and I know that players have choices. And at the moment, the fear seems to be from England that if you deny players the opportunity to go and earn stacks of cash playing in the IPL, that they will turn their backs on playing for England for good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my thought on that is, well, then so be it. I don't think you can have the players holding more power than the organisation that they're playing for. You're playing for your country, and that, to me, no matter the landscape, should always come first. And listen, I'm not saying that this is putting all of this on Jofra Archer, because if England had said we want you here for the first Test match, then he would have had to have come. The choice would have been his, and he would then either walk away from a contract or not. So it's how much the board are willing to press this issue, because the IPL final was, what was it, Sunday?
Yeah.
Sunday last week. He's had time to get back. Okay, he might not have been in perfect shape, but I still don't see that that's any reason why he shouldn't have been available for selection. They could have selected him and then decided, okay, he's not quite ready, we'll pick him for the next one. But to basically say, well, you can go off and do your own thing it looks like being the first 2 Test matches of a 6 Test match summer, to me just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, for all it's worth, mate, I actually agree with you. Looking at it, mate, 145 days. I don't want to remind you, but I'm going to 145 days since the Ashes finished, mate. Clearly, it's a game that a lot of people, this is a test that a lot of people would expect England to win. I think it goes back to 3 or 4 years ago. It was Brendan McCullum's first, when the era started, they beat New Zealand 3-0. Are you expecting a comfortable victory as well in this series? And just how much, and there will be, is the pressure on the coaching staff to put a level of performance and a victory in?
Yeah, huge amount of pressure. I would underestimate New Zealand at your peril, at anybody's peril. They're a very hardened very smart, very resourceful cricketing nation and team, and they've got a lot of players with a huge amount of experience there. On the other side of that most of those guys who have played multiple Test matches here in England haven't got terrific records here, or at least the sort of records here that they hold elsewhere. So England are favourites for sure. But I think in terms of the way that they go about playing, what everybody wants to see is a more situational approach to the game of cricket. Nobody wants them to sort of pack away their attacking instincts and the flair and all of that sort of stuff. But can you play the game that's in front of you in real time? Rather than having a one-size-fits-all approach to every situation, every opposition, every set of conditions, and be smart enough to use the undoubted skill that they have in the squad to put that into practice. That's pretty much all anybody's been asking for the last 2.5 years, and people like myself and various others sort of had warned the England team about their approach and how that can cost them in big series, as it did against India back here last summer, as it undoubtedly did in the Ashes. And those warnings have kind of gone unheeded up until now. So it'll be interesting to see the approach.
Mark, Smith has been moved up to 6 and Stokes has been moved down to 7 to bat. Is that the right call, mate?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that. I mean, the proof will be in the pudding. I just think that Ben Stokes, Jamie Smith's record batting at number 7 and keeping wicket. He averages 40 despite having a pretty hard time in the Ashes. And Ben Stokes is one of our very best players. And for him to his form hasn't been great, but I still think that his best position, and it proves in terms of his average, in terms of where he's batted in the batting lineup, is number 6. So, whether or not they're doing that because there's a chance he might take the new ball, that's the only reason for it that I can see as being a good one.
But unless I'm mistaken, 9 of England's 12 for this week were in the Ashes squad. Archer and Cast probably would have been as well if they were available. Crawley's the big omission. Not so much Crawley, has that surprised you? Has it surprised you the lack of heads rolling, if you like? No, because I think that by and large, I mean, for all of the criticism levelled at the McCullum key sort of axis at the top, that by and large they're the best players in the country. Yeah.
And so the issue has been more around the way that they've been going out there and playing, as opposed to their ability. So I'm not surprised there haven't been too many more changes. For Zach, I suppose it's slightly ironic. He had, out of all of the batters, he had a reasonably good Ashes series, but he sort of has had a lot of chances over the last 2 or 3 years to really cement that place and hasn't taken them. And at the start of the county season, he just hasn't been able to buy a run, and so therefore it was inevitable that he was going to go.
But it's just a quick one, mate. New Zealand, you mentioned there were no pushovers. That'll certainly be the case. Who should we look out for?
For New Zealand, well, they've got a towering fast bowler in Will O'Rourke, who took 9 wickets against South Africa on debut. He and Matt Henry will be a real handful with the ball. You've got Kane Williamson, who's probably playing his last tour here in England. He'll want to go out with a bang because up until now he's really struggled here, but it doesn't struggle anywhere else.
Amazing.
And so those are the main 3. I think if they have a big effect on the matches, then New Zealand will be in good shape to perhaps upset the apple cart here.
Brilliant, Butch. Listen, mate, enjoy it. We certainly will. Thanks for your time again, as always.
Of course, gents. Have a good day.
You too, mate. That was former England Test captain Mark Butcher there, joining the show. Right, still to come in breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Go big on landscaping with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need at travisperkins.co.uk.
Yep, coming up later on, guys, the King is returning to the airwaves.
It's gone 9:32. Don't forget Andy Gray coming up at 10 o'clock here on the Sports Breakfast. 9:32, Tiger after his ball on the left-hand side. 9:32 here on talkSPORT.
What a guy, by the way.
Oh, my Big Al, king of talkSPORT's back. The first interview he's given since his life-saving operation, and we're really, really excited to have him back on, that's for sure. From one legend to another, England's rugby all-time leading appearance holder Ben Youngs will be here as the Premiership season comes to a close. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. From fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil, Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
Didn't mean to offend, did not mean to upset. Too many people that I've upset to name. I mean, social media is an absolute wash with it. So, you know, it was only a little bit of fun. All right, that was all it was.
It's people's lives here.
It's I know, but they're football fans, right?
They're football fans, yeah. But the way you done it, I thought was totally.
Look, Gabby, I got the tone. Me and Gabby, I spoke to Gabby earlier.
It was crazy. It was too much.
No. Listen, we got it wrong.
Targeted abuse. Targeted.
You make mistakes and you move on and you learn from it. All right.
But you wouldn't let off. You had your foot on their neck.
No, I understand that particular. I've been there. I know what it's like. And look. Okay, so I thought at the top of the show, the only right thing to do was to apologise and say sorry.
Yes.
To absolutely nobody. The double Champions League winners Chelsea can say what we want. Right, get your big boy pants on, you gooners. I've heard you whinging and cringing. Oh, he wore a top to work I didn't like. Oh, he celebrated a goal against our team. You lot moaning like 6 months old with nappy rash. Absolute.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Okay guys, Thursday the 4th of June, it has just gone 7:51 now. Very, very sad news has reached us this morning. Chelsea's second all-time leading goal scorer Bobby Tamling has unfortunately died at the age of 84.
Tumbling headed in. And Tumbling, a fine goal. And here's Boyle onside. Oh, a bad mistake by Tindall. You cheeky monkey. And there's the sixth goal, the fifth for Bobby Tambling.
Ball, up went Osgood and Jack Charlton together. A flick to Graham. His shot rebounded to Tambling. Goal to Chelsea.
Yep, Tambling officially became Chelsea's all-time top scorer in 1966, finishing his career in the King's Road with 202 goals and 370 appearances. He lifted the League Cup in 65 before leaving for Palace in 1970. It wasn't until 2013 that Frank Lampard overtook Bobby's record, eventually finishing his own Chelsea career with 211 goals. I'm just looking, Gabby, doing a wee bit of research here. I mean, obviously, an absolute legend. Some lovely, lovely things written about him. I know, I think he moved to Ireland when he, after his career with Chelsea. Well, does he finish his career in the Republic of Ireland? Settled in Cork when he managed local sides, Cork Celtic, Cork City, and Crosshaven. Now, here's a lovely statement in Crosshaven's account. It described Tambling as a true Chelsea legend and an even more wonderful human being. His warmth, his wisdom, his humour and his love will stay with us forever. He loved returning to the bridge where he was worshipped, seeing his Tambling 202 banner proudly displayed and having a suite named in his honour always filled him with pride.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
I'm delighted to say that joining us now, somebody that would have known Bobby very, very well, is indeed Ron Harris. Ron, thanks very much for joining us this morning. First of all, how are you, Ron?
Pleasure. Yeah, fine. I woke up all right this morning, so I'm still alive.
That's the stuff, mate. Well, listen, obviously very, very, very sad news regarding Bobby. Give us your memories, mate, please.
Bob, I played with Bob for many years. He was a fantastic player, I think. A good trainer, come in every day, very seldom missed games, and scored goals left, right, and centre. I think he would have a field day today with people not allowed to tackle. Whereas years ago in our time, people used to put some stick around and that. But Bob was a fantastic trainer and a fantastic lad and a fantastic player.
It's amazing. Great words, Ron. I'm going to ask you, mate, because when I was doing a little bit of research there, I saw he came to the club, and I think Jimmy Greaves had just gone to AC Milan, and then Bob came in. I mean, you're talking about big shoes to fill there, are you not?
Well, like that is true. Like for somebody to do that, but Bob very seldom missed games. He was a good trainer, good lad, and always worth a goal or two in games. And he's a fantastic lad. It's sad that he's passed away.
What was he like in the dressing room, mate? Because many describe him as warm, a great character. Have you got any stories?
No, not really, because all the lads used to, most of the lads were mingled together and had a laugh and a giggle. And if somebody got invited out to a function or anything like that, Bob would be one of the first ones to put his name down to go and do a presentation and things like that. And he was a great lad, Bob, on and off the field.
It's amazing. It takes me back. I go back to those as a boy growing up. All those Chelsea players, yourself, Big Osgood, Bobby, Davy Webb, all those guys, Peter Benetti, just great names, mate.
Yeah, I always say to people, I was very privileged to play with some great players at Chelsea and good lads. If somebody, wrote to the chairman and asked to do a presentation, you'd always get, quite a few of the lads want to come with you and things like that. They were a great bunch of lads, and Bob was a real good trainer and a fantastic lad on and off the field.
Well, Ron, I've got to say, mate, obviously the circumstances that we're talking to you are extremely sad, and we wish it wasn't the case. However, it is, as always, a great thrill talking to you, mate, and it's great to hear you sounding well, and thanks very much for your time this morning, mate.
It's a pleasure. Thanks ever so much.
All the best, mate. A big thanks to Ron Chopper Harris here. Absolute legend. Very sad news. You're absolutely right, Gabby, that Bobby Tambling has passed away at the age of 84. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ali and Gabby.
a lot of this book, you got a lot of praise for a lot of people in it, from Stuart Pearce through to David Moyes or whatever. But how much of your departure in that manner from West Ham did you feel was down to Graham Potter?
I think it was a lot down to him. Obviously, he didn't really know me as a person, didn't really know me as a player, other than what he saw me playing. But I felt like the conversations that I was having with him was like, he's got nothing to do with me, he's got to do with the chairman, and the chairman would be like, it's the manager. I honestly just feel like he was the one who really made the decision in the end. But it wasn't just me, it was obviously me, Aaron Cresswell, Vlad, Lucas Fabianski, Edson. Like, he got rid of a lot of the senior group, the leaders in the changing rooms. And I feel like he was trying to change things up and go more young. But then it's a bit of a contradicting factor because he did that. And then within 3 weeks, he was going, we've got the leaders in the changing room.
Mm-hmm.
When it's his decision to get rid of him. So it made no sense to me.
I think, Michael, I mean, I'm looking at this, mate, and one of the quotes you said in the podcast was, I had resentment against the club. I hated them. Nothing to do with the fans, just the ownership. The only way they could feel my pain, was to be relegated. Now, do you think...
Football fans all have stadiums we love. But do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no. Which, in fairness, could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big un. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Okay, it's Thursday the 4th of June, it's 3 minutes past 8, and this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ali, and Gabby, and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car in the upgraded event and get 2 years free servicing, plus a chance to win the cost of the car back this June. Okay, on the way for this Thursday morning, a world exclusive, the man who built talkSPORT with his bare hands, Alan Brazil, was be joining us live at 9 a.m. I'm just thinking, Gab, I don't think MD's had a bigger build-up in talkSPORT in the life.
I know. He deserves it, though. He deserves it.
It's just as well he deserves it.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. Let's hear from the man himself on exactly what he has been through over the last few months.
Hiya guys, how are you? What a day. Beautiful weekend. Hopefully you're lying in the sun enjoying yourself. Well, as you can see, I'm beginning to improve rapidly, which is great news. I was nearly gone, don't mind telling you, but listen, it's a miracle now what's happened with these NHS. Brilliant. I can't thank the people at Cambridge enough. They've saved my life basically. But I'm on the mend, you bet. I'm missing radio. I will be back. Thank you for all the messages. I really appreciate it, and I'm a lucky boy.
Hey, Gab, I went to see him, I went up to the hospital to see him. I tell you what, mate, he was looking brilliant, honestly.
Yeah, you said, didn't you? Yeah.
Aye, he was looking fantastic, and obviously, same as yourself, I've spoken to him a couple of times since, and he's in great spirits. He's looking forward to coming back. Which will be great. We'll get him back whenever he's ready, I would imagine. 100%. We don't want to rush him, just whenever he's ready. But it's just magic news. It's one of these things you don't realise until he's not there. You miss him. You miss him about the place, don't you?
Oh, 100%, Ali. And you miss everything about him. But the big thing I miss is just how naughty he is, Ali. Honestly, mate, like working with him, he's unbelievable. And everywhere I go, Ali, you and Brazil. Love Ali, love Brazil. Where's Brazil? When's he back? Is he okay? So it'd be nice for everyone to get to speak to him and see exactly how he's feeling.
Honestly, mate, I tell people, and I genuinely mean it, right?
Yep.
See, when I'm knocking about, and taxi drivers in particular, taxi drivers are the best. You always get a great gauge with taxi drivers. Two people in my life that they ask about, and it's Gascoigne and Brazil, not necessarily in any order. Those are the two people they always ask me. What's Gascoigne like? What's Brazil like? Anyway, we're going to get him at 9. We're going to get him at 9 o'clock. Can't wait to have a chat. Good chat, and it's great to have him back. Now though, if it's England's time this summer, here we go again. They will need this record-breaking striker for sure. He has to deliver.
Pedro Porro crosses, Harry Kane heads it in, and Tottenham lead, and it's their talisman who's got the goal. Of course it's Harry Kane.
There is the Wembley record. He scored more goals for his country at Wembley than anybody else in England history.
It's gone to Tottenham, it has gone to Harry Kane, his 267th for the club. He has broken Jimmy Greaves' all-time Tottenham goal-scoring record.
So Harry Kane stands, addresses the ball, runs up, hits it right footed. Harry Kane, history maker and record breaker. His place in the pantheon of England greats long assured, but he's now the most prolific of the lot.
Yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous statistics. Incredible. England's record of a goal scorer, Spurs' record of a goal scorer, and has, listen to this, Gab, just have a think about this, 143 goals and 146 Bayern Munich appearances.
It's incredible.
I mean, it is. When you put it like that, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to hit you with some more stats, Gab. Have a think about this.
Yes.
515 goals already in his career for club and country. The quickest player in Bundesliga history to reach a 100 combined goals and assists. He did it in 78 games. The previous record was 113, by the way. He's already 7th in Bayern's all-time top goal scorers, right? And he's the only player to score against every Premier League team that he's played against, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, here's my question to you.
Yes.
At this moment in time, where will Harry Kane go down in terms of strikers that we've seen in this generation?
Listen, I love Harry Kane, But Rooney for me, Ali, I don't know. I just feel like what Rooney could offer in different positions as well. I can't look past Rooney, but when you look at goals, I mean, Rooney got 53 goals, Harry Kane already on 78. The records you've named there, 61 in all comps this season, Ali.
Yep.
Incredible. And some of the goals, Ali, when you're watching them, incredible goals he's scoring. You just, when you go through, Ali, you back him, don't you? Left
Yep.
foot or right foot, you back him, no problem. You can turn away, and I've seen players do that when Harry Kane runs through 1v1. You know it's a goal. I just think he has to now, Ali. Not has to, but can he win something with his country? Listen, the last Euros, he scored 3 goals. He was injured, and he was still playing, wasn't he?
Didn't look fit, mate.
No, we all said
when I say he didn't look fit,
yes.
you know that way, we've seen it 100 times, mate.
Yes.
You look at somebody, you watch them playing, and you
can tell.
they look as though they've got a niggle somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think Thomas Tuchel would have played him if he was the manager during the Euros as much as he played under Southgate.
Yeah.
Because you could tell he was injured, he couldn't move, he wasn't getting in the box enough, was he? But at 32 years of age, some people will say, is it his last World Cup? I don't think it is, because he looks like the sort of player, Ali, even at 36, because he's so good when he drops off. He can easily play as a number 10. He will offer so much still at that age. But 8 goals in the World Cup, 78 goals for his country, and he's in the form of his life. If England are going to do anything in this tournament, Harry Kane's got to have a good tournament.
I think you're right. What about have you got back? Is the backup good enough? Because the last tournament, I thought that was one of the mistakes that was made by England. To be brutally honest with you, I just felt they should have maybe used Watkins more, or even Cole Palmer should have got more game time. Do you think the backup's strong enough with Watkins and Tony?
I think, especially Watkins, the form that he has shown, Ali, since he got left out in March by Thomas Tuchel, honestly, he's been a different player, Ali. Almost every minute of every game he's played in, he's running in behind, he's holding the ball up to been better, he's been clinical, and he's hungry as well. He's done interviews himself that he needed that kick up the backside to get back to his best form. And also we've got a Marcus Rashford, who played a lot for Aston Villa down the middle, and he was keeping Watkins out the side, who can also play as a number 9. I don't think Tony will play much, Ali. I really don't. I feel that Watkins will be the first option, and maybe Gordon can play down the middle. Maybe Tony's there majority for his penalties.
Yeah, well, he did mention that, Thomas Tuchel, obviously. That came out of the equation. Well, it was interesting, obviously. We listened to Gary Lineker, who was on, and Gary's record as well in World Cups is absolutely fantastic.
I was listening to that yesterday. It's a great listener.
I enjoyed it myself. I think Harry Kane needs 3 World Cup goals to break Gary's World Cup record. And unless I'm mistaken, I'm sure Gary won the Golden Boot for top scorer in the World Cup in '86, I think it was, in Mexico, which was warm. However, the temperatures in the US this summer are expected to reach mid-30s. I mean, it's ridiculous that the whole squad will be needed this World Cup. That is for sure. So one man who will have to take a step up for England is a man we've already spoke about there to give Kane the rest he needs. And of course, it is Ollie Watkins, who spoke to talkSPORT over at England's training camp in Miami earlier this week, Gab.
No, I think he hasn't spoke to me individually, but I know my game is different to all the other strikers. I think we're all completely different, and I know what I bring to the team. So he doesn't need to tell me what I bring to the team. I know that deep down, and I think everyone's seen that come like the back end of the season, what I'm capable of doing.
Do you know one thing I'd say to you? I think you're right. I think he's a perfect,
energy, hungry, scored that goal against the Netherlands, didn't he?
Great goal.
In the Euros as well.
Yeah.
But Ali, honestly, mate, this heat will be a problem.
Yeah.
And people may be listening now and saying, oh, get on with it, it's the same for everyone. I remember going to Hong Kong pre-season.
Yeah.
Ali, July. Oh my God, Ali. Ali, it was walking pace.
I know, mate.
I think it was Chelsea we played and some other Premier League teams. And the game was walking pace, mate, because you couldn't breathe. You couldn't run. It was that humid and hot.
That definitely goes against Northern European teams. I don't care what anybody says. Absolutely. And it gives perhaps the South Americans, maybe one or two of the African nations, even, France and Spain to a certain degree. I think it does give them a slight advantage, because playing in that heat, Gabby, is absolutely ridiculous.
And there's a chances that if we win the group, do we play Mexico in Mexico City in the last 16?
Yeah.
And you look at that, Ali, and you say, yes, on paper, it should be comfortable, but it won't be. I'll tell you that because of the heat.
That's why I think, Gab, I said yesterday, I was talking to Jeff yesterday, and I know
you've got to win your games, you've got to get through and all that. I get all that kind of stuff. But I just think, if at all possible, Thomas Tuchel will use Kane. When I say sparingly, what I mean is I think he'll rest him at any opportunity he can.
100%. And when you look at these weather conditions, your bench is going to be so important.
100%.
Because everyone's going to play a part, Ali, because I don't know how many subs you can make now, but you'd imagine every game you're making the maximum subs you can because of the weather, especially when you're playing in Mexico.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Absolutely can't wait. Now, coming up, we're going to find out what food, here's an interesting one, what food is fueling the England team out in Miami this summer, and it might surprise you. Stay with us.
On the England front, then, are you? What do you make of the squad, and are you optimistic from looking at the 26?
I'm optimistic in terms of him maximising the potential to get to the latter stages, semi-finals, finals, possibly even winning. But the book is on whoever is the favourite should win. For me, France are the favourites. They're strong, technical, physical. They've got good balance between midfield, attack, defence. So for me, they're the favourites. But England can do well.
Yeah.
But what I would do, once again, very much like in club football, you talk about backing the manager. I can't have an opinion as to whether I think Cole Palmer and Phil Foden should have gone, because if the manager says the way I'm going to play is not going to suit them and I want to have Morgan Rogers or Elliot Anderson, I can't say to him he's wrong and he should have taken them. And that's what England fans have to do. Believe in the manager and trust, rather than we love Phil Foden, but if he's not going to play in a way to suit them, we can't then say they should have gone.
Yeah.
So I trust Tuchel. The only thing I'll say about that is that I don't think English players are very powerful, as we've seen. And Gareth was a perfect man for that job, because Gareth, well, he's tough, but he will massage the egos and he won't shout and scream and take Harry Kane off if he needs taking off. He makes good decisions, whereas Tuchel is very combative. Now, will the players respond to that? If he then says, Bellingham, you're off, how are they going to respond to that type of thing? So as much as I think it's the right thing to do, are the English players responding to that kind of management? Which only time will tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good point.
So I said at the start, you've rewritten, the rap has been rewritten from...
well, it's a bit of a bit of play on words. They're not re-releasing it. It's not coming out. It's not going to go on Spotify. It's just for this Green King campaign. They're kind of, you got to go on the on Green King socials to even see it. So it's not a re-releasing of the song or anything like that. If so, I would have probably gone try and get a bit of royalties this time around. You've got to hold your pint, but be there for kickoff time. You're here to back your team, but staying home is a crime. They'll always shouting and singing through defense and attack. You're always welcome inside. It's sunny round the back.
There we are.
There we go.
No one else could do that.
Woo!
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Okay, Thursday the 4th of June, and Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Gabby, I've just had to put wee Ed's gas at a peep.
I know, they're going to stitch you up, Ali.
Yeah, I know they were, mate.
That's what
I
they
know
do.
They were.
Yep.
I'm ready for them. This is Pork and Beans by Weezer, right? The well-known Weezer. But why are we playing it? Right, well, forget a healthy diet of... Right, I'm going to spell this. Quinoa. Right, how would you pronounce that?
I would pronounce the... Say it again, sorry.
Quinoa.
Quinoa. Is that right?
Brilliant for you.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Because I had to check, and just to let you know, I would have got that totally wrong.
Really? That's an easy one, that, Ali.
I've never heard it, mate.
You've done that at school, mate.
Now, for a man who shouted Buendias 2 minutes ago, don't start giving me stick, right? It is, of course, edible seeds. Right, lentils and a protein shake. Forget all that stuff, because according to the papers this morning, this is beautiful. The England players are all due to be having beans on toast before their games at the World Cup, according to an England team chef. Gabby, nothing wrong with beans and toast, mate. Would you have that pre-match?
Oh, pre-match. I used to have a bit of pasta, a bit of chicken, a bit of dry chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
I used to have chicken and beans.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone was different though, Ali. It's whatever suited everyone, didn't they? I struggled though, Ali, with the 12:30 kickoffs because you were used to that food and you couldn't have that at 9 o'clock. But players did. Even at 12:30 kickoff, they'd have like you said, beans with like chicken and pasta. Oh.
See, for early kickoffs, I probably would have. I would maybe just have
cereal. I had, mate.
I might actually have had beans and toast.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of poached eggs or something. Some really, really light. But you're right. Some of the boys used to have omelettes.
I know, mate. Incredible.
By the way, I swear, I tell him this story, man. I remember we used to have a pre-match meal, right, up in the kitchen up at Ibrox, and if it was a 3 o'clock kickoff, Archie used to walk in. And Gabby, Archie used to walk in, right. And I remember him looking at me and go, Coisty. And Lucas says, what is it? He says, you can have chips for your pre-match today, don't in other words, you're not playing.
You're not made the 18.
Oh, man alive, Coisty, you can just have chips for your pre-match today. Absolutely different class.
Brilliant.
Right, where are we? We've got, I tell you what we've got Coral coming up with John Hill.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for rewarding the fans this Epsom Derby Festival. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Oh, very, very good morning to John Hill.
Morning, John.
You look at beans and toast pre-match.
Oh, no.
John, you must have been beans and toast pre-match.
Oh, love beans and toast. Absolutely love it.
Ali, he looks like a beans on toast every night for his dinner. Not just the pre-match.
I would eat it, Gabby. Gabby, I'd eat it every night if I could. I'd be very happy.
I bet you would, mate.
Grated cheese, black pepper on top. Oh, love it. Can't beat it, can you?
You've omitted one thing, John. You failed to mention one thing. You've got to have a bit of brown sauce, surely.
No. No.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, that's not getting done well. I can tell it's not getting done well.
Ali, that's not great, mate.
Oh, I'm going to beat a hasty retreat here. I'm going back into my shell, but I would have
People
some brown toast.
still use brown sauce.
I would have. I love brown sauce. Right, anyway, we're moving swiftly on because you've shot me down in flames. What happened, boys?
Yes,
John,
not for me, Ali.
Good man. John, we're all excited. As you can tell, it's only a week away. I'm very, very fortunate. I'm going to be in Mexico City for the opening game against South Africa. I cannot wait. What are you going to give us for the outright odds? Could Kane win top goal scorer? What are you thinking, mate?
Well, look, we're going to see a couple of the big guns tonight, aren't we? Spain are in action against Iraq, obviously a friendly. They're 1-18 to prevail. France take on the Ivory Coast. They're 1-3. They are a very good side, France. I was just looking at their squad earlier. Good grief, their forward line. Elise, Mbappe, Doué. They've got it all, haven't they?
Yes,
so they've got to have plenty of goals in them, France. Not surprised, those two are at the top of the betting for the tournament. 9-2 joint favourites, France and Spain. England not far behind, though. 13-2 next best, Thomas Tuchel's men. And then it's Argentina, 8-1. Brazil, 8-1. Portugal, we mentioned them a couple of days ago, didn't we? As a decent price at 10-1. And I tell you a side who are being backed as dark horses, Ecuador, 66-1. Ecuador finished second in the South American qualifying campaign, Gabby, above Brazil. So
John, just to let you know, John, I told you it was my wee tip for an outsider.
Wow, they're all listening to you.
Ecuador,
they're listening
they've
to
got
you.
Gabby, there was not bad players.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
I
right
agree.
now, they might be not too far away.
This golden boot, though, it's hard to call, isn't it? Because some of the teams, Ali, no offence to this new and improved World Cup extra teams, there's some really, really poor games where you can see players really getting 2, 3, 4 goals.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, isn't it? But look, in terms of the betting for this, Mbappe 5-1 favourite, no surprise there. Kane 6-1. What a season Harry Kane's had in Germany.
Brilliant.
Just phenomenal, really. Just getting better and better, isn't he, out there? And that's great news for England. Hopefully, he's full of confidence. He'll find the back of the net early and get on a roll. He's 6-1 for this top goal scorer. We've got Erling Haaland. Great to see him at a World Cup, Erling Haaland. Norway, I think they're definitely a side that can have a decent run. They're 14-1. Lionel Messi, his last World Cup, surely. He's 14-1 to be the top goal scorer. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, how many games will he play? 41 years old. He's next best at 16-1.
Wow.
And we debated it the other day, Ali. Are Portugal better with Ronaldo starting or not
this
starting?
debate again.
That's the question.
Well, I'm of the opinion, I think he'll certainly, take part in games, but they might be stronger as the tournament goes on with another centre forward who's more mobile.
Yeah.
Which is, it might sound a ridiculous thing to say about one of the greatest players that's graced the game, but Old Father Time catches up on everybody, including Ronaldo.
It certainly does. All three of us here. It's catching up with us guys, isn't it? So, good luck to him and good luck to Portugal. But I can't wait. I really can't. A week today, and it's going to be brilliant, isn't it?
Can't wait. John, opening test at Lord's this morning, England, New Zealand. What have you got for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, jealous for everybody going there today. I'm not sure the weather forecast. I hope they get a clear day. I'm there Saturday, so I'm hoping Saturday's clear. England 11-10 favourites. Look, the Ashes was a disaster. They've got to try and rebuild again, haven't they? Ben Stokes' side, 11-10 to prevail against New Zealand. New Zealand 9-4. Good side, New Zealand. Test cricket. Kane Williamson, the star batsman for them. The draw 5-2 in this one. The big debate is, should Jofra Archer be playing? He's playing in the IPL right now, despite Test cricket being on. I'm not a fan of that, Ali, whatsoever. I think he's been playing Test cricket for England. But listen, this is the new world in cricket, isn't it? These big franchise leagues take order, and hopefully we'll be back later in the summer. But yeah, hopefully England can kick off the summer with a victory at Lord's, and hopefully that rain stays away today.
Obviously, John, massive weekend of racing. Is there anybody, and there is, I've got a wee sneaky feeling, but is anybody going to stop the Ballydoyle sort of machine rolling on?
Well, it's hard to look past them. Certainly in the Derby, they've got the top two of the top three in the betting, haven't they? Including the favourite Benvenuto Cellini. We had the draw yesterday, Ali. He's been drawn 12. Some people have raised eyebrows about that, but I don't think it's going to cause too many problems.
No.
Look, Ryan Moore likely to be in the saddle. There's no better rider in the world. We say it every single year, don't we, than Ryan Moore. So he's the firm favourite at 15-8, Benvenuto Cellini. But if the rain continues, I think his stablemate, Pierre Bonnard, will start attracting a bit of money. He's 9-2 currently, but if the rain continues to say, I think he'll go off a lot shorter than that, will Pierre Bonnard. Item is in there as well for Andrew Baldwin. He's unbeaten in 3 runs, was a winner last time out at York. So could be a fascinating race. The fillies obviously in action tomorrow as well in the Oaks. And then the Derby, the biggest race in the world, in my opinion. And we're expecting a good crowd. Ticket sales have gone down well, I believe.
That's good.
So it should be a good crowd there.
Because they're under a little bit of pressure for that, John, weren't they? They're under a little bit of pressure.
They are, yeah. And they had a ceremony yesterday for the draw, and Frank Warren was involved, the boxing promoter, which is great to see. He's a big racing fan. He's Frank, and Frank well, and that went down well yesterday. And hopefully, good crowd there tomorrow, because this is the best race in the world. It is the Derby, the original Derby. All the other derbies around the world obviously follow suit to this, but let's see if Aidan O'Brien can do it again. You won't bet against him.
Wouldn't surprise me, John. Listen,
guys, I have to mention Keely Hodgkinson. Honestly, the training, Ali, that she does.
Yeah.
Have you been on the treadmill, Ali? You've seen what you do on the treadmill to go at the pace she does for 800 metres.
By the way, I have been on a treadmill, if that was your question, but not at the same pace she moves at.
Incredible. Wow. What an athlete.
It's amazing, isn't it? It really is amazing. Listen, John, thanks for your time.
John.
Enjoy your day today, mate.
Cheers, boys.
Take care. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for rewarding the fans this Epsom Derby Festival. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Okay, Gabby. Coming up, Gabby's going to give his players to watch for the World Cup. And a reminder that we are giving you the chance to win a trip to the World Cup thanks to Adidas. You and a mate could be in New York on June the 27th, seeing England versus Panama live. We've got your flights, hotel, spending money, match tickets, and the official Trionda match ball all covered. Head to talkSPORT1.com to enter for full T's and C's. Do it now.
I find this balance really hard about how to cover, all the stuff, because people really want the football. Football is an escape for people, but you don't want to ignore other stuff that's happening because sport and politics are inextricably linked.
Yeah, and nor will we. I think if you look back, I've covered a lot of World Cups. I'll just take the last few. So 2014, massive demonstrations all over Brazil before the World Cup started about the fact that the money was being spent on stadiums when it should be spent on their infrastructure, their health service, etc. Massive demonstrations. 2018, it was 4 years after Russia invaded Crimea. So there were massive concerns about that. 2022, we talked about LGBT.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy, and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Okay, it's 8:33. This, of course, is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Alan Gabby, joining you this morning. And joining us are our good friends Arnold Clark, who are celebrating a massive summer of football by a used car in June. And you will, of course, be entered into the weekly draw to win the cost of the car back. Now, with a week to go until the World Cup, there's plenty of excitement, but also no shortage of negativity, sadly. Particularly and understandably, Gabby, around ticketing. Back page of this morning's Times. FIFA accused of collusion over tickets. talkSPORT's very own, or our very own, Nick Ellerby has got more on this.
The way FIFA's handled ticket prices at this World Cup's been under scrutiny since they announced resales could only happen through their own platform. Meanwhile, lawyers in the States have summoned the governing body to explain allegations of artificially inflating prices. Now, as dynamic pricing sees some World Cup tickets fall in value, FIFA's been accused of collusion in an attempt to get rid of unsold tickets. Economist Florian Ederer claims huge blocks of tickets for Saudi Arabia's group game against Cape Verde have appeared at much lower prices on resale site SeatGeek. He says entire blocks of tickets are becoming available at the same time. He thinks FIFA are doing this to avoid compensation claims from fans who've already bought similar seats at much higher prices. FIFA have yet to comment, but SeatGeek say they do not have a partnership or distribution agreement with FIFA. Investigations continue.
Yeah, I've got to say, Gabby, the price of the tickets earlier on have been nothing short of...
It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
Yes.
And the tickets to games may cost a fortune, but of course you can listen to every game of the tournament live on talkSPORT. We're now in wall-to-wall World Cup mode for sure. Now, just some breaking news for this morning. One of the candidates in the Real Madrid presidential election has promised to sign Erling Haaland from Manchester City if he defeats rival Florentino Perez in Sunday's vote. Enrique Riquelme appeared on a TV show last night and held up a Real Madrid shirt with Haaland 9 on the back, while also vowing to sign Manchester City midfielder Rodri. City have replied to this with this statement. Honestly, God, that is embarrassing, actually. Yep. The stories which have emerged from Spain regarding the future of Erling Haaland are untrue. There is no chance of this happening, and there is no contractual clause to enable it. We are considering legal action for the use of our player image in this context.
It's like politicians. Well, they say they'll do this, and then when they get in power, they don't.
That's exactly what it is, mate. Yes. That is exactly
nothing but
100% what it is.
Agreed, mate.
Hey, it's
shambolic.
He's just trying. Well, you're right. You mentioned him. To use the politician thing, because he's just trying to get votes to get in, isn't he? Okay, so for more on this, we're going to be joined now by a man that hopefully will inform us a little bit more into what's going on in this. But before we do that, it's all going off on the pitch. We can't wait for it to kick off in 1 week.
The World Cup bandwagon rolls on.
This World Cup will by far take soccer to the next stage in America.
Just love it. Love every moment. Because it is a beautiful game.
Lionel Messi pens the ultimate ecstatic chapter to complete his already extraordinary story.
They give us the faith to believe in these kind of things again.
Let the history unfold.
Comes to Vinicius Junior, 1-0.
Mbappe has a hat-trick. He has his place in history.
We are among probably the best team in the world.
A wonder goal from the wonder kid, Lamine Yamal.
Teams win championships. It's as simple as that.
Hey! 1-0 England.
And they can hardly believe it. For what a night this is for Scotland.
Every game's big in the World Cup.
Oh, Gabby, that was brilliant. Right, I'm reading a link there.
and it says we're joined by talkSPORT, and it didn't give me a name, right? So I'm halfway through the link, and I've gone, there's no name here, I don't even know.
You should have made one up.
Well, the good news is I've got the name now, and he's going to be with us after the break. So you're going to have to hang on to find out who the man of mystery is. Gabby.
Yes, mate.
I'm excited. You're excited.
Can't wait.
Give us a couple of players, mate. What are you thinking?
Do you know what, Ali? First of all, I was going to start with this player, but I'm going to come back to him at the end. But first of all, I look at Brazil. Yeah. I look at the players that they've got. Martinelli, Igor Thiago's had a great season. Luis Henrique, Cunha, Neymar Jr. injury problems. I don't think he plays much. Rafinha, Vinicius Jr. But the player that I look out for that Brazil team, Ali, that I think is going to shine is Ryan. 19 years of age. I think he just scored last week in a friendly. Got 5 goals, 2 assists in 15 Premier League games. £100 million release clause. I think he's going to be one of the standout players, Ali. And even another 19-year-old for Brazil, Endrick.
Yeah.
He done fantastic as well on loan. 5 goals, 7 assists in 16 games in the league. Earned him a World Cup slot. I just think those 2 players, Ali, they might not start the first game, but the longer the tournament goes on, I think they'll have a big part to play.
It's a funny one, Gab, because I actually don't really know where I am with Brazil at this moment in time.
Yeah, I'm the same, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Out of the South American teams, I mean, I've told you I've got a wee sneaky for Ecuador to do well. Yes. I'm not saying for a minute they're going to win it, but I think they could do well. But out the normal or the usual suspects, I could just see Argentina. I just think Argentina are a little bit stronger than Brazil. And
they've got a lot from the 2022 World Cup still there as a team, haven't they?
Exactly. Guys that have been there and done it.
Exactly.
But then to balance that out, it's an incredible thing to say, but I'm looking at the age of Ronaldo. I'm also looking at the age of Messi. I'm not saying for a minute, what I'm saying, I'll tell you right now, I'm saying it. You're down to 10 men defending. Simple as that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And it would be the same with Portugal and Ronaldo.
Yes.
Can you do that? I know Argentina did it. They actually did it in the last World Cup. Can they do it again with an older Messi?
I think they can, Ali. I really look at the Argentina squad of players, and yes, McAllister has not had the best of season. We've still got Rodrigo De Paul in there, Enzo Fernandez. You've got Alvarez, who's been in fantastic form. Barcelona are offering crazy money for him, over 100 million. You've got Lautaro Martinez still in there, Thiago Almeida. But there's one player, Ali, that, before we run out of time, I've got to mention I'm looking forward to, and the country he plays for, they've been crying out for this player, Ali.
Yep.
Leonard Cole, 18-year-old from Bayern Munich.
Brilliant.
German international. This season, Ali's debut season, he got 9 goals, 8 assists off that right-hand side. If you put him on that right-hand side with maybe Wirtz off the left and then Musiala, all 3 of those maybe behind Voltemada, I think he's one of them exciting players, Ali, that could take this World Cup and really be one of the key players.
He's excellent. I think I want to say I saw him.
Fearless, isn't he, Ali?
I saw him early on in the season. I want to say it was at Arsenal. I can't really remember.
Yes.
But looks a really talented, gifted player. Only thing I would say to you, Gab, I'm not sure that German team is strong enough for him to be allowed to be outstanding, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, defensive-wise.
Yeah.
But I just look at him when I watched him play. Sometimes you look at young lads and you look at 17, 18-year-olds and he didn't care, Ali. He's getting the ball, he's taking shots from distance. When you've got Harry Kane in the side, you've got Elise and you've got Gnabry, these senior pros, and this young lad's just shooting from distance and he's dribbling with the ball. I just think Germany need that spark and they've been crying out for it. It's not a great German squad and he could be one of the key players if he starts.
Yeah, he's definitely talented. There's no doubt about that.
Can I give a special mention as well, Ali, to the Netherlands? I was looking at their squad last week, and people will look at it and say, yeah, it's okay.
Nobody's talking about
them,
mate.
But it's strong all the way through. I mean, in goal, you've got Flecken, and defensively, they've got Ake, Dumfries, Hato, Timber, Van Heck, Virgil van Dijk, Van der Ven. Defensively solid. Midfield, Frankie de Jong, top player. Gravenberg, who hasn't been at his best, but he's a talented player. Then you've got Reinders as well in there. Then going forward, Ali, you've got Brobbey. I mean, no one wants to play against him. I'll tell you that straight.
He's a great season, by the way.
Memphis Depay, Gakpo, Justin Kluivert, come back from injury with Bournemouth. Noah Lang, Donnell Marlon, who done well at Roma after he left Villa. Then you've got Somerville, exciting winger as well. And you've got obviously Weghorst down the middle. But don't sleep on the Netherlands, Ali, because they're strong.
I agree with you, but do you know something? I actually think, in contrast to England, I think their strengths might be more defensive than in forward areas, whereas England, I think, are the opposite.
But when you do look at Brobby and you look at Kluivert, Somerville, Marlon, Depay, if teams aren't at it, Ali, Netherlands will turn the big countries over.
It's funny nobody's been mentioning them. You're absolutely right, pal. And there's still to come on breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Yep, we're nearly there, pal. In around 15 minutes, the undisputed, and I mean undisputed, king of talkSPORT, Big Al's be with us, or Wee Al as he's known now, and he's going to be joining us around 9 o'clock, back in your airways. Can't wait. Famed for his warm voice, sharp sense of humour, and of course, the odd mistake.
Why is everyone saying Dusseldorf now, you know? Dusseldorf, innit?
Dusseldorf.
I'm getting sick of everyone changing names of cities now.
If it'd been in Dusseldorf, I'm only waiting.
Dusseldorf, don't use that.
Don't get me wrong.
6 to 8. We'll hear from Southgate next.
No, Hussein, was it
Hussein?
I know who you mean.
Hussein Hantel, John Bon Jovi, Gary Halliway.
He also baptised Roberto Flamingo a few weeks ago.
Watford keeper Ben Foster, Palace winger Andres Toysend, Everton England defender Michael Caine, Cristiano.
Coldplay, an American R&B sensation, ZA. The team have now travelled over 400 miles to the second test in, oh dear, Visakhapatnam, somewhere in India.
Former England opener, top class, Marcus Trethkothic joins us.
Middlesbrough.
Greek daily newspaper, Eleftherios Typos. Goodness me, I hope I pronounced that right. Toby. You know what I mean, Toby. Toby. People are beginning to ignore Liverpool. I don't see why. There was no Van Gogh last night.
Wow.
There was no Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Oh, man alive.
What a guy.
Big Al will be joining us live on your radio and your screens at 9 a.m. Stick talkSPORT on YouTube or your smart TV to see the big fella in all his glory.
He's not a big fella anymore, Ali.
No, he's a wee fella now.
A wee man.
That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins, Gab.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With pay-as-you-go hire from Travis Perkins, you can get straight on with the job. Available nationwide at all hire branches.
Liverpool reached an agreement to appoint Andoni Iraola as their new coach, Simon. He's set to sign a 2-year deal with Liverpool. What do you think is a bigger gamble here? Sticking with Slot or pivoting to Andoni?
Well, you have to ask yourself why they've done it. And obviously one would say that the performance of the team and their failure to defend their title in the way that were anticipated. Well, we had that previously with Klopp. They didn't defend their 2019-2020 title particularly well, but there was a massive connection between Klopp and the fans. Now, we've listened to Danny Murphy repeatedly suggest that the whole of the Liverpool fan base, which I probably think is a bit of an exaggeration, but the significant part of the Liverpool fan base were gone. They weren't part of any belief system in Slot. So that coupled with probably some situations around players, the failure to handle the Salah situation particularly well, the observations when you look at player development that no one's really advanced under him, all of those have probably come to a point where Iraola looks the exact opposite of that.
Right.
He looks the exact opposite of that.
So sticking with Slot was a bigger gamble.
Everything's a gamble. Everything's a gamble. What you know. Sometimes the devil you know best. You know what Slot is. Now, interestingly, what Slot was talking about was that we now know what we've got to do next year. What you will see next year is very different to what you've seen this year. So why that wasn't bought into by the people that he's been working with for 2 years is a question for them. The interesting point about Matey Boy coming from Bournemouth is that Liverpool is a...
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off. Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Okay, 8:50, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. It's, of course, Thursday the 4th of June. Alan Gabby with you this morning. What do we know this Thursday morning? Manchester City have had an opening bid for midfielder Elliot Anderson rejected by Forest. Celtic are prepared to make Robbie Keane manager and offer Martin O'Neill a roll upstairs. If Martin does not want to carry on in the dugout, talkSPORT understands. And one of the candidates in the Real Madrid presidential election has promised to sign Erling Haaland from Manchester City if he defeats rival Florentino Perez, which is in the vote on Sunday, I believe. Enrique Riquelme appeared on a TV show last night and held up a Real Madrid shirt with Haaland 9 on the back. That is embarrassing, man.
Scandalous.
Well, also vowing to sign Manchester City midfielder Rodri. City have responded to this, and to get more on the story, let's bring in talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Crookie, morning,
Crookie.
mate.
Good morning, boys. Good to see you.
Oh, Crookie, man. Did you hear me about 15 minutes ago? It came up and I had a link to, and I was going to introduce somebody, and I didn't know you were coming on, and it says we're going to introduce talkSPORT, and there was no name there. So I didn't know how to introduce you, mate. So I'm sorry I've kept you on hold for 15 minutes, my friend.
All good, all good. Blame producer Ollie for that. But yeah, what a story this is coming out of Spain.
It's incredible, eh?
Enrique Riquelme on Spanish television holding up a Haaland 9 shirt. Doesn't look much like a Real Madrid shirt. I've got to say, you've got sort of the red Adidas stripes, which looks very un-Real Madrid-like. However, Manchester City clearly not happy about this. We've been given a statement in the last 15 minutes. City say the stories emerging from Spain regarding the future of Erling Haaland are untrue. There is no chance of this happening, and there is no contractual clause to enable it. We are considering legal action for the use of our player image in this context. And also Alfie Haaland, dad of course, and Erling's agent, Rafaela Pimenta, say this is all very entertaining but not true. We wish all the best for both candidates in the Madrid election. So it does seem a storm in a teacup as far as Erling Haaland are concerned. Whoever wins the election, I do think there is a genuine attempt from Real Madrid to try and sign Rodri, however.
Yes. Crookie, going on to some transfer news. De Zerbi has already signed one defender, Senesi, but has failed in his first bid on Van Hecke. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're after a couple of Brighton players. Tottenham, not just Jan-Paul Van Hecke, as you say, Gabby, the first offer has been rebuffed by Brighton. I'm trying to find out from sources down on the Sussex coast how much that offer was. But I think also keep an eye on Bart Verbruggen. I think Spurs in need of a new goalkeeper, and we know all about De Zerbi's admiration for Verbruggen. I think it's going to be a busy summer at Tottenham, and I think we can expect a much better season next year from
It
Spurs.
makes sense, though, doesn't it? Crookie starting from the back. I mean, Vicario, a bit of a joker, poor goalkeeper as well. And defensively, they've been a shambles, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They concede too many goals. I think the anticipation is that Christian Romero moves on this summer. And actually, I think a lot of Tottenham fans would probably welcome that. That they need proper old school defenders, don't they? And I think Van Hecker certainly fits into that category. And I think I'm right in saying he's only got a year left on his contract at Brighton. So this is a deal that could well happen.
Crookie, what about Elliot Anderson? We're led to believe that opening bid from City has been knocked back from Forest. Is it just a case of a matter of time this one getting over the line?
I think so, and again, no surprise that City have tried to make their move early. We were told at talkSPORT a couple of weeks ago that in an ideal world, Elliot Anderson's future would be sorted before he kicks his first ball for England at the World Cup. Obviously, City are trying to get this one done. We know that Evangelos Marinakis can be a difficult negotiator. Just ask Tottenham and Morgan Gibbs-White from this time last year. But all the information I have is that City have always been Elliot Anderson's preferred choice, despite the fact there's also interest from Manchester United. This is a deal I do expect to happen. And again, it comes back to what we said at the start of the section. Real Madrid and Rodri, if they get Elliot Anderson in, could the time be right to cash in on Rodri, who clearly hasn't been the same player since returning from injury as he was before?
Crookie, I've got some breaking news. I've heard from my sources at Aston Villa that Morgan Rogers is staying. Is that correct, mate?
we should see, Gabby. Listen, the interest from Arsenal is genuine. I'm told that there have been early discussions between Arsenal and the Morgan Rogers camp, and I think if a huge bid comes in, I'm talking 80 to 100 million pound, then Villa, with their financial limitations, might well have to sell.
Middlesbrough get 20%, don't they, Crookie, as well?
They do as well, yeah. So that helps hike up the fee. But if you're asking me now on the 4th of June, and the transfer window is not even officially open yet, will Morgan Rogers be an Aston Villa player come August? I think I'm going to say no, Gab. Sorry, I don't want to break your heart.
Yeah, it's a shame, mate. Maybe we'll get Eze or Odegaard in return.
Well, Eze is an interesting one because obviously if Rogers comes in, does he play on the left-hand side of that three and behind the striker, or does he go in the number 10 role? So maybe Eze is a player who might be available.
That would be an interesting one. Cookie, what about any further update on Cucurella? One of these players, he is one of these players would drive you insane playing against him, but you'd want him in your team all day.
Yeah, you would, and all the big guns in Spain are sniffing around Cucurella, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. I think there's a clear desire on the player side to move away from Chelsea, obviously having missed out on the Champions League. And again, with this deal, despite the fact sources at Chelsea are telling me they wouldn't really welcome a sale, I think if the right offer comes in, both him and Enzo Fernandez would be available.
Crookie, what's your movements before I let you go, World Cup wise?
Well, my brother's getting married this weekend. I laugh because he's getting married for the 4th time. He loves a wedding.
That's more than Jamie O'Hara, that is.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's just got an addiction to marzipan.
Absolutely. And then I'm off to the World Cup next Wednesday. Looking forward to it.
Tell him you're busy. You'll go to his 5th.
Ali, I bet his local jeweller loves him, doesn't he, Ali? You're back again. Okay, welcome.
The guy that makes the wedding cake's a multi-millionaire in his village. All right, pal. You enjoy it, and we'll see you over there, mate.
Cookie.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
Take care, pal. Oh, that was magic.
When does it end, Ali? When do you stop?
What's the man thinking about?
Ali, you turn up at the church. Back again, mate. Come on. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Gabby, he's got his own parking space at the church.
Don't make me laugh, Ali.
Oh, dear. It's the man you've all been waiting for. Big Al.
Frank, it's not Radio Ibrox.
We've never had this combination in studio before. I wonder why that is. I don't
It's
think...
a bit baffling because, you know, on the one hand, you've got somebody who is genuinely a world authority on sport, and on the other, you've got Simon Jordan.
It's important to let Piers have his moments, isn't it?
Well, you've been on once back in 2022 when there was a disagreement, was there not, Simon? I remember we were speaking to Piers about the Cristiano Ronaldo interview, for which this man did win awards.
Yeah, he won Sycophant of the Year for it, yeah.
And you thought it was a bit too sycophantic for your liking.
It was.
What, the one when he left Man United?
Yeah, you know.
Don't be
Shut
so
up,
ridiculous.
you. We've had that conversation. When I allowed you to come
I
on up
literally
front.
won a Scoop of the Year award for it at your event. The one you boast about.
We've already had this conversation, right? What Piers is being disingenuous about is I allowed him to come on up front under the auspice of the fact he thought he'd get the biggest numbers, which he didn't. Right? Ironically, John Terry got those.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Okay, Thursday the 4th of June, 4 minutes past 9. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ali and Gabby, and our good friends at Arnold Clark. Buy a used car in their upgrade event and get 2 years free servicing, plus a chance to win the cost of the car back this June. The moment we've all been waiting for. The King's back.
Bad boy Brazil here. 70s.
Brazil's in there. Oh, that's a fine goal, Alan Brazil. A superb individual effort.
I love Pep to bits, right? And I hate even thinking about, maybe disagreeing with him. But I think City, even when they go one down or behind, still very casual the way they knock the ball about.
Don't sound surprised, you tube.
Oh my God! Bang, bang, bang! You raise me up. If I'm being honest, Brian, I'd rather watch The Chase. I rewinded The Chase, the quiz program. I've been called a dinosaur before, but I'm a smart dinosaur.
Do you think you might be the dinosaur that survives it?
Yes. Yes, I do. It'd have to hit me right in the napper, or I'd be fine.
I know I'll keep you amused.
Yes, UEFA Cup winner, one of a few players to have scored 5 goals, I'm led to believe. I haven't heard that story in a single top-flight match. Also, more importantly, Radio Royalty and Academy Hall of Famer, your talkSPORT presenter, host for the last 25 years.
Wow.
Big Al's back. Alan, how are you, mate?
Good morning, Al.
How we doing, guys? Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here, but gradually every day improving. Looking forward to getting back. It's going to be a few more weeks, but hopefully just 2 or 3, and hopefully get back. But there's been loads of sport on, guys, which has really kept me going. And it's been a funny few months. It really has. But look, there's a lot of rubbish going on at the moment.
Yeah.
There's some heartbreak, and Kenny and Kevin Keegan, Johnny Barnes. Every day you read something different. It's our age, I'm afraid, and I copped it. And thank God, luckily, the guys at Adam Brooks Hospital saved my life. So I'm on the mend. I'm still not there, but I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. And, in centres, when Gabby's there still talking tosh, I think I can still do this. I can still do it, So, Gabby, lovely to see you, mate. I'm only kidding.
Miss you, pal.
And Ali, I was dying to get back to you with the Celtic Rangers and Hearts. And there's so much sport has been going on. It's really kept me going, to be honest. It's been magic, and there's still loads to come with the World Cup. So, bingo.
Well,
I'm alive and kicking, as Jim Kerr says. And I'm looking forward to it.
100%. Well, the great thing is, as you've mentioned there, man, having listened to Gabby and myself this morning, your job's safe, right? Whenever you're ready to get back,
Very
mate,
safe, by the way.
we're absolutely dying for you to come back. Now, one thing I was going to say to you, mate, I came up to see you, obviously, when you're in hospital, and I did say to you, I thought you looked remarkably well, right? And this morning, again, I think you look remarkably well. But the question I'm going to ask you is, do you feel as good as you look?
No, not at the moment. My problem is at night, Ali, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And I've still got this problem. I'll be. I don't want to go in too much to it, but I've still got a problem with fluid. And I'll tell you straight. When it was. Look, I'll tell you quickly, right? So on the Wednesday morning, I worked on talkSPORT.
Yep.
And I'd been ongoing trials and so many specialists, and decided that I needed a transplant. And I'm like, I didn't want to do it, but my kids and Jill said, you got to do it, you have to do it, you are doing it. And amazingly, on the Wednesday, I was doing radio. I'd gone through loads of appointments, loads of serious questions, and questions that you wouldn't normally talk to anyone apart from your family about. But anyway, look, they decided, okay, we'll have a go at this, or else you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And on the Wednesday, I finished 10:15. I got a shout at 10 o'clock. You got to phone Adam Brooks Hospital, and I did at 10. They said, get in right now. We've got something for you. And I jumped in a cab, went down to Cambridge, and at 2:30 that afternoon, mate, I was on the slab, and bang, and they opened me up and performed for, I think, something like 8 hours. They transplanted my liver, right? I had a tiny liver by all accounts, and they transplanted it. And I was there for 8 hours, and my heart did stop for a bit, and it came back on its own. So I'll be very frank, I'm very, very lucky, mate. And I mean incredibly lucky. I had a month then. The Dr. Gibbs was mad. He was magnificent. He explained to me as they're wheeling me into the theatre, he explained to me the dangers and what could happen, and you might not come out of this. But he's brilliant. He says, you're strong, you'll be all right. And I swear, I thought my days were numbered, honestly. But anyway, this guy's been an absolute legend, brilliant. And I had 4 weeks, no, more than 4 weeks, but I had a week in intensive care. Then they moved me to the ward. And the staff, they're so under, there's one nurse to every 13 beds. That's how bad it was.
I know, mate.
And I was having tests, and I was having this and that done. I was in a cupboard. There was nowhere to put me. Even the aisles were full of beds and machines. They just stuck me in with the printer and all that, and just say, bear with us for 20 minutes. It's unbelievable what they do at Addenbrooke. So I've really got them to thank. So I had another 4 weeks in there, and I got myself out. And I'll be honest with you, I got up and down. I'm feeling really good, but sleeping, I can't sleep. And I've got a problem at the moment, guys, with fluid. The fluid keeps coming back, and they're not worried. They just say, look, it's early days.
Yeah.
It's 5.5 weeks since we opened you up. And they're saying, look, we'll get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. And I'm taking loads of meds.
Yeah.
And I've got loads of appointments at Ipswich Hospital and in Cambridge. So I've just got to be a good boy, take my pills, rest up, and go and see these people, and hopefully I'll get back to 100%. But from where I was before, for the last probably 5-6 years, I never realised how bad I was.
Yeah,
I feel totally different now, and that's the amazing thing about this. So I'm incredibly lucky.
Al, you look fantastic, and yes, when we saw the video that you put out your social media, we're all looking at it and saying, wow. To hear that you were nearly gone, we thank God and we thank all the doctors for helping you. But has this experience, Al, has it changed your outlook on life and your day-to-day priorities, mate?
Oh, without a doubt. Not every day is a bonus. I don't mean that, but I realise how lucky I am.
Yep.
How fortunate I am. And I look back in my life. My life's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I mean, from football to media to broadcasting to talkSPORT, I'm very, very lucky, very fortunate. I've had to work hard, but, getting up in the middle of the night and stuff like that, but whoa, I'm all for that again. I promise you, when you're that close to saying goodbye and you suddenly, it hits you, you think, oh my God. You don't realise. So I've got definitely a different outlook now. I'll still enjoy myself, but in different ways, Gab. Simple as that. I'll take every day as it comes now. My kids, my grandkids, the wife, she's been brilliant. And then, I've been reading so much and watching so many things and listening to so many things. And then you look at our age as well. Ali, you're a little bit younger than me, mate.
Yeah.
But look at poor Kenny, look at Kevin Keegan, look at John Barnes, Bobby Tamlin's gone.
Absolutely.
I only just remember Bobby Tamlin.
Yeah.
So, as I said in one of my books, we're only here for a visit, and I intend to enjoy it now and crack on again.
Well, big man, it won't surprise you. I mean, obviously, and I know because I'm closer to you than most, the family have been absolutely incredible, as you would expect. They've been brilliant. Jill and the girls, fantastic. But also, mate, I need to tell you, I mean, and I mentioned to Gabby earlier on, the amount of people that have messaged me and asked me genuinely, how's the big fella doing? We miss him, blah, blah, blah. You must be inundated with messages, not just from listeners, from everywhere around football, sport, media, the whole bit. That must give you a boost, mate, as well, just to show how many people care.
Well, Ali, you tend to forget things like that. And, even yesterday, someone contacted a friend of mine I went to school with at St Mirren's in Glasgow.
Yeah.
And I've got messages and calls and stuff from people I haven't spoke to for tens of years, from the old days. And it's unbelievable. It's so nice that people still remember you. And they reminisce about do you remember that day? Do you remember that day? And thank God my memory's great. And I do remember a lot of it. So it's really, it's helped me along the way. Don't worry about that. It really has. It's helped me along the way. And it's lovely. It's really, really nice. So many people out there care. You get the odd one and all that who'll have a go. But look, they're entitled to an opinion as well. Good luck. If they don't like me, they don't like me. But the vast majority of calls and texts and emails my kids have had and I've had, just wonderful from all over. I'm a lucky guy.
Al, I second that, what Ali just says. I mean, everyone's messaging me everywhere I go. The first question is, where's Alan? How is he? But we miss you as well, mate. And you're looking fantastic. Obviously, take your time when you're ready. But the airwaves miss Brazil. The naughty Brazil as well. The 100%. One that fills us with laughter. So we can't wait to have you back, mate.
And by the way, Biggie, before you get any further, I couldn't believe it. I didn't have you didn't mention somebody at school, right? You're first back on the radio, and you've mentioned somebody you went to school with. I've just got that up. That's 4,365,218 went to that school of yours.
I know. Well, Holyrood was a great school. It was a great school, you know. It's amazing when you're struggling a wee bit, and you're lying in the hospital on your own, and you start thinking about.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about. Because the food is murder, by the way. You know, you can't get away from that. The food is murder. Honestly, you wouldn't give your dog it. And I understand there's a financial problem here, but dear, oh dear. Honestly, I used to think school...
Hey, big man, what were you expecting in there? Gordon Ramsay?
I thought school dinners were murder, but this is worse. But anyway, there was a Marxies downstairs, so we sorted that out. But you start thinking about, you know, going swimming after school, and then going to the unique fish and chip shop in Allison Street, and the wee pie and beans if you had enough money after losing money at cards at playtime.
Brilliant.
All these things come reminiscing back. Maybe I thought I was on my way out. I don't know. I was on that stairway to heaven. I don't know, but some of the thoughts I had, ridiculous, you know. So anyway, we move on. I can't wait to get back. And hopefully, as I say, you know, the World Cup coming up, which is great. It gives me another incentive to, you know, hopefully get back on air. I don't know. I might not be able to do 4 hours on the spin, but I'll certainly be up in London in the studio, and I look forward to getting involved. And you'll be out there, Ali, won't you?
Absolutely, mate.
Gabby, what are you doing? Are you in Montego Bay, or what are you doing for the World Cup?
My visa got rejected, mate, by Donald Trump, Alan. So I'm staying
Well, that's
here.
what happens when you get done for armed robbery at 12.
Al, how do you think we'll do? Obviously, first time since '98 for us, lads. I can't wait. Stevie's got a new contract. We've got to go and have a go this time, haven't we, mate?
Well, it's a difficult one, Ali. You know, I don't want to think about Peru and Costa Rica, and you know, we are a nation of building our hopes up. You know, your great story about Ali McLeod about, you know, what you're going to do when you come back here, retain it. I love that one. That is an absolute gem, McCoy. Listen, as long as we go in there, the spirit is brilliant. There's no doubt about it. McGinn has been magnificent.
Yes,
Gabby, you'll know that. John's been brilliant. It's a shame for wee Billy.
Yeah.
But look, with McTominay, and if we can just sort the defence out, if we can, you know, for the first half an hour, not do something stupid, give stupid goals away, then I think we'll battle away, and you know, I think Steve Clarke has got a great spirit there. We'll need it. There's no doubt about it. And this is, as you know, Ali, World Cups. My first shoot one in '82, I was shocked when Big Jock picked me alongside King Kenny, Dalglish, first game, 15th of June.
Brilliant.
So that's only next week. And I was overawed, to be honest. It was a bit too much for me, the World Cup in '82. Souness, Hansen, all these great, Danny McGrain, Kenny. You know, there was so many great players, John Robertson on that side. And I'm really desperate. At the end of it, when we get knocked out on goal difference, we drew with Soviet Union 2-2. If only I could have gone back 4 years later when I think you were there, I would have really enjoyed it more. But I was so nervous that you didn't let anyone down. So hopefully that won't be the case with this current squad, because there's a lot of togetherness there, and hopefully we can do ourselves justice. I really mean that. And on the point of the World Cup, I'm not happy with England's squad. No. When that was announced, by the way, I'm like, what? I'm really not happy with that. No Palmer, and Harry Maguire, I think, is a disgrace. Yes. So I'll be very, very interested to see how England do, but I'm not happy with his squad.
Al, I've got a big question for you that Ali doesn't want to ask you. Was it handball for Celtic against Motherwell?
All day long.
All day?
I've seen so many different... I've got a friend in print over there, and he worked it out, and he showed me a brilliant still. Clearly handball. Says, stop whinging, okay?
By the way, Gabby, the best it was, Willie Collum came out the following day and agreed with the referee.
Well, what? No, listen, Ali. And Gabby, what I will say is, I've said it all along, stick VAR in the bin. I've had enough of it. Get rid. Don't give them any more rules. VAR has got to be binned. We don't need it. If the ref makes a mistake, fine. We get on with it, we move on. VAR is garbage.
You're 100% right, pal. Listen, we're going to let you go, mate. I cannot tell you, never mind you, what a tonic for us to see you and listen to you, pal.
Yes.
We love you, we miss you.
Alan.
We cannot wait to have you back, pal. You take your time. Make sure you're 100%, and I'll be speaking to you from Dallas, Mexico City, Boston. I'll be on the phone to you, mate.
Listen, give me a couple of weeks, and I'm back in town. I'm back in my seat. Gabby, get out of my chair.
I'll be out the seat, mate. We got a special song for you, mate, to finish, and we miss you, pal. Get back soon.
Cheers, guys. Thank you, and all the listeners. Thanks for all the great messages, listeners. I'll be back soon. Thank you.
Magic, Al.
Hold your hand. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Better than any specialist. Go on, Rod.
Go on, Al.
Go on, Rod. Get your scarf in the air. And Ray Winston was on as well. Ray, thank you, mate. Brilliant.
Brilliant. There you are, mate. Fantastic.
Have a great day,
What a
guys.
guy.
Have a great day,
Love you, Al.
everyone.
You take
God bless.
care, pal. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Take care, mate. How good was that, Gab?
Amazing, mate. I love the honesty as well. The honesty about how he's
great.
feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We miss him, don't we?
Yeah.
I've got to say, it was an interesting one. I was interested to ask him, obviously, because he does look fantastic, right? And sometimes looks can be deceiving.
Yep.
You know, and it was nice to hear him admit that he's just not backfiring on all cylinders.
But also, it's
regardless
such a
of how well he's
serious
looking.
operation, isn't it,
Yeah.
Ali? You're gonna have little issues afterwards, but he looks fantastic, and can't wait to have him back, mate.
Back full time. That
Yes,
was absolutely
legend.
brilliant. We're going to take a wee short break, Gabby. That was great.
When you get these Arsenal fans ranting and raving and saying some of the things that they do, and then you get this nitwit over here popping up with his little brand of observation in social media.
What, Piers?
Yeah.
Little brand of 9 million followers.
Whatever, how many followers you've got, Piers.
Well, a lot more than you, Sancho.
Fantastic, but I don't judge my
It's
work
not a
by
little
that.
brand.
But I don't judge myself by those
Comparatively,
numbers.
this is a little brand. My YouTube channel is 4.5 million subscribers.
I'm delighted.
I have 9 million followers on X. So when I say something to 9 million
delighted.
people, I'm saying it to a lot more millions than you.
I'm delighted.
No, but it's not a little brand. I'm not a little nitpick.
No, I'm delighted.
You may not like what I say.
I'm delighted.
But the platform I have is infinitesimally bigger than yours.
I'm delighted. You've pivoted into the digital world and hung on by your fingertips, right? But the bottom line is I'm looking at the content. I'm looking at the content, and you're asking me why.
Yes.
People are reacting negatively
There you go.
to what's being said. So I floated the idea without a great deal of commitment to it that silly comments that are antagonistic made by nitwits like him with big audiences.
What silly
Is
comment?
that better?
Well, give me a silly
Well,
comment.
I don't study your feed, but every now and again you
Well, give me one example.
You pop up with observations
Well, give
about
me one
Arsenal
that's silly.
inflammatory. I don't know. I can look through it in a second.
Exactly, you
give
can't
an
think of
example.
one. You just
No,
said it.
Every now
you
and
just
again.
literally said that, and you can't tell me a single thing I've said,
every now and
which
again,
is silly.
I see you make an
Well, give me
observation.
one.
Well, I'll find one in a second.
You can't, can you?
Because I don't
You've
write them
literally
down.
just made that up.
Because I
Hello, I'm Matt Fordham from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything. That was magic. On at 9:25. It's Thursday the 4th of June. Buzzing after that.
Yes.
We all are. talkSPORT breakfast. Alan Gabby with this morning. Now, Paul Scholes, wee Scholesy, was alongside Paddy McGuinness and Nicky Bott on the podcast. The good, the bad, the football, and the Manchester United great. And he was a great. What a player he was. Was asked what music he turns on in the car.
I don't like music. I'm not asked about it.
You are absolutely outrageous, I've got to say.
I'm not asked one bit about music.
Right, hang on a minute. If you're in the car, you must have a bit of music on.
talkSPORT.
What about if you're training?
talkSPORT.
If you listen to Ali McCoist while you're bench pressing.
Much rather than do that.
And Simon Jordan.
Yeah, I'd never put music on it ever in my life.
Weirdly, I can sort of just about accept he doesn't watch films. I can accept that, but... You know, like you have that death row meal. If you had to listen to one song before your time's up, what would it be?
I wouldn't choose one.
You just your last 3 or 4 minutes of life in complete silence.
What difference is that going to make to me?
Well, you might just go, "That's life," or something like that.
No, live forever.
Yes.
Hey. Now, I thought it was impossible.
What a compliment.
I thought it was impossible for Scholes to get any higher in my estimations. Right? Not only is he one of the best midfielders, or certainly one of the best midfielders.
Oh, you've got to call him the best now, surely.
Oh, yes, no, he's up there.
Yeah.
I think he's just overtaking Stevie G, Frank Lampard, Ronaldinho, the lot.
Zidane.
He's just gone flying to the top of the charts. It's Scholesy. Hey? Different class.
Amazing.
Hey, Gabby, in all seriousness, what a player, eh?
Oh, he scored a goal, Ali, a volley, first time from the corner.
The one off the other side of the bar?
Villa Park, yeah. I was actually staying up for the corner, and I had a perfect view of it,
There's a surprise.
Mate. Yeah, it's too far back, mate, defending corners. But I had the view of the goal, Ali. Wow. Technique. Unbelievable.
Oh, his technique was incredible. I've got to say, now, yesterday, it was a battle of the egos in this very studio as Simon Jordan took on Piers Morgan head-to-head. And unsurprisingly...
Piers come out top.
I haven't heard it. Would that be a view?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, here they are squabbling about their differences, or to be brutally honest, their similarities.
You guys are from the media, right? You're of the media. I'm in the media. I'm not of the media. You are media creations. That's where your careers have come from. So you believe inherently.
What are you exactly?
Well, I'm in the media now. I'm not of the media.
What?
I'm a different animal. I come
from you guys. Disingenuous crap. You are exactly.
I'll explain to you the reasons why I make that observation, because I don't believe that journalists have the absolute right to ask every single question. I don't believe when a footballer is over there, a young, unprepared, informed sports star is being put on a position of being asking questions that have nothing to do with the primary reasons that he's there, that there's any material advantage to anybody but the journalist being able to create a headline for himself and his newspaper.
That's their job.
And I think, well, that's why we differ. So I look at it and go from a journalistic point of view.
When you interviewed me, that's exactly what you did to me.
No, I ask you questions about things that you've said because you're prepared.
So
man.
different when you do it.
No. In the context of a conversation,
You're not doing it as a media person. You're of the media, but not the media.
So what do you think? Is that...
Yeah, Piers had the better of him, Alan. And one moment of it, they were arguing about who got the most likes on a comment that they made on their Twitter, Ali. Honestly, mate, I couldn't be what I was listening to. I got 8,000 likes on my comments, and you got 800 likes.
Honestly,
they sounded like 20-year-old YouTubers.
Well, I'm saying thankfully, I didn't catch much of that one, to be honest with you. The one thing I've got to say, Gabby, unsurprisingly, we've been
the switchboard and the messages coming in. Excuse me for Big Al. There's so much love out there for Big Al, and you can understand it. Everybody.
I've got a couple here, Ali.
Go on, give us them then.
Only been listening for a couple of years, but it's unbelievable what the voice can do. I've been going through some tough times.
Yeah.
Listening to Big Al, I have to admit, I filled up. Great to hear him again. Can't wait to have him back in your seat, Gabby. No, I did that on.
Brilliant, no.
Amazing, mate. Yeah.
Amazing. It was brilliant to have him on. And as I said, there's far too many to read out, but thank you so much from Big Al. Well,
so honest as well.
Every one of us. We cannot wait for him to be back in our airwaves. And by the sounds of things, it'll be sooner rather than later, which is fantastic news. Now, coming up, we're joined by England rugby legend Ben Youngs. That's coming next.
I mean, Jamie Carragher's been talking on the overlap in the last couple of days, and he's raised some concerns about Iraola's appointment as well. He says it almost feels a year too early. I look at it and think, can I see this man winning the league for this club? And I get that point, but on the other hand, you know, can you see Enzo Maresca winning the league? It is first season for Manchester City. You just don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know.
Listen, it's our job to sit here and forecast and guess, and that's exactly what we're doing. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know. What we all can have an opinion on, is, I still think it's an interesting decision when Alonso was available. And you can guarantee that if it doesn't work, and I hope it does, that's the one thing that Liverpool fans will be saying, why do we not go for Alonso when he's available?
Yeah. Yeah, again, I think we said it yesterday. I mean, it tells me that at Liverpool, the plan was to stick with Arne Slot.
Yeah.
And maybe they've told Alonso that, and that's why
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Okay, 9:35, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ali and Gabby and Arnold Clark. They're celebrating once again a massive summer of football. Buy a used car in June and you'll be entered into the weekly draw to win the cost of it back. Now it's time to talk rugby. Premier Rugby final begins this weekend with some massive games in offer. Exeter Chiefs host Saracens. Winner secures a spot in the top four and advance to the semi-finals. Bartik on Leicester Tigers, both gunning for a crucial top two finish, which would obviously secure a vital home fixture in the semis, plus a three-way European race. Quins, Gloucester and Sale Sharks are not fighting for the title, but rather qualification for next season's Champions Cup. Delighted to say we're joined by true legend, absolute legend of English rugby, world rugby, all-time record appearance holder for his country, Leicester Tigers, one club man, Ben Youngs. Ben,
good morning,
very
Ben.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us, mate. How are you?
Morning, gents. I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, looking
Great.
forward to the weekend. What a when it comes to the final round, to see how the ladder ends up towards the playoffs is very exciting.
Well, it is. I mean, there's absolutely everything to play for. I was reading the Northampton Saints director of rugby, Phil Dowson. His quote was, "It's a toss of a coin. Anything could happen." Is that about right?
Yeah, it feels that very much that way. You know, when you look at the teams in terms of the, Saracens having to go to Exeter are pretty handy at Sandy Park. Those two have a huge rivalry anyway. Leicester, of course, travelling to Bath. The winner of that will secure a home semi-final. That's very important. And all teams are, on their day, are capable of doing the business against each other. So if anything, it's heating up nicely for a fantastic sort of finish to the Prem.
There's been a lot of questions, hasn't there, about domestic rugby in this country and whether there's enough interest. They can't say that after this season, can they?
No, absolutely, Gab. When you look at like the score lines, the rugby on show, the ability to attack and entertain, it's been terrific. I think when you look across the board, it's been a real success. And what you're seeing is we've had various different winners over the last five, 6 seasons, which is awesome. But what you are seeing is 4 teams, 5 teams more than capable of, putting a run together, whether it be this weekend and then into the semis and the finals and getting the job done. So, the way that rugby's shaped up is obviously different to football. You don't have just the one who comes on top wins it. We have the playoff system, and it makes for a real sort of grandstand, sort of exciting finish.
Ben, it's been unbelievable. But even going back to the Six Nations, I'm a Warriors man. I love Glasgow Warriors, and I watched the highlights of the Saints' victory over Gloucester, 36-32. I mean, the quality that we're getting now all over the place is just amazing, isn't it?
It is. I think the thing is, we've got to understand that, entertainment, rugby, you want it to be fast paced. You want people to be enjoying it. You want people to be engaging it. And the way you get that is you get it through two forms, really, is high scoring entertainment, or it's that real edge of your seats, physical, not much between the teams. But what we're seeing at the moment is just the flair and the skill level is on another level at the moment. And I just think that it's fantastic to see. It gets people engaged. It gets people excited about it. And you've got to applaud the players who are out there, showcasing their talents.
Interesting one, Ben, I read, and correct me if I'm wrong here. Relegations to be scrapped next season, good thing, bad thing, or is it just the way rugby is at the moment?
I think you've got to look at it from a point of view of you need some stability in rugby at the moment, and you're seeing new investors coming in, which is fantastic for the game, and the game's going to grow. But with that new investors coming in, you need a bit of stability, knowing that you're not going to invest and then suddenly drop down a league.
Yeah.
And I think for a sort of a period of time, it makes sense to keep it as a 10-team Prem. And then on the back of that, as we move forward a few years down the line, let's get relegation. We want sport that has consequences, right? That's what people love. You want something on the line. You look at across the football season, how brilliant that as always is, with consequences to each game. And, rugby will get there. But at the moment, it just needs a few years, just a bit of stability. There's fresh investment coming in, which is awesome to see. And with that, it will make a better product for maybe, a few years down the line once that investment's come in and people are settled, and then we get back to relegation and promotion.
Ben, moving on to England now. Only a month until we play the best team in the world, South Africa. How far off are we? How far are we off South Africa at the moment?
I think look, there's a bit of work to be done, Gabby, without doubt. South Africa got a fair few injuries at the moment, but they're the only team I know in the world that's got such depth. It's frightening. England have got some work to do. It wasn't the easiest of Six Nations, was it? And the biggest thing for me is the cohesion around it. So I've partnered with Funding Circle, for instance, and like the data in terms of like sport cohesion and business cohesion is absolutely huge, 63%. And when you look at that, England's cohesion is going to be tested out in South Africa. You're playing against the best team in the world. South Africa have got some injuries, but on the back of the Six Nations, there's a bit of positivity after that French game. It didn't all go to plan, but there was some more positivity. Can we get the cohesion? Now, there's chat of Maro being rested. There's chat of players being unavailable. The cohesion needed to go and win in South Africa is going to be like none other. It's a massive challenge. I'm not going to lie to you. It is huge.
You're not wrong there. It's incredible. I look at South Africa and at times they look unstoppable. But you make an interesting point there, and getting back to what you're saying about 63% of the team cohesion. There's an interesting one. This is an interesting one. It says more than half of UK adults say they've applied lessons learned through sport to their professional or business life. Do you think sometimes we underestimate the value of sport?
I think we massively do, because I don't think you should look at it from the lenses of just elite sport or professional sport. This is about being in team. You know, whether that's grassroots as a youngster, that is all the way through to playing within your community game. The crossover between that and business is absolutely huge. And look, I run a couple of small businesses myself, and without doubt, it's about getting the right team around you. It's about doing that, and as I say, it's so important that you do that. And it ultimately gets the best out of you, it gets the best out of your team, and it gets the best out of the business. So I think the crossover is absolutely huge.
Massive. Let's get back to that Six Nations. I thought, Ben, I might, rightly or wrong, enjoy my rugby. I thought it might be one of the most exciting and best Six Nations I might have ever seen. Getting back to the opening game where France were, I thought, ridiculous in the opening game, and then it came down to the last kick of the ball. I'm going to mention it as well. Obviously, Scotland's performance against against France at Murrayfield. I think the whole Six Nations just did with everything, mate.
It did, and I think that when you look at it from, again, if we're talking about eyes, we're talking about excitement. Obviously, the Football World Cup's around the corner as well. It's that for rugby is the time where people engage in it. The casual fan may only tune into the Six Nations, and as you said there, Ali, like the France performance, the first round, the Scotland performance against England in the Calcutta Cup game, which I like to erase from my memory. Then you look at the France-Scotland game. I mean, what a belter that was! And then the way it finished, where you could have, Ireland were going for the title. Could England beat France? They pushed them all the way. France win the last kick of the game. That's what you want. And I think it was again a great opportunity to sort of showcase that. Look, I think it's heating up nicely. Look, we're only actually, just over a year away from the Rugby World Cup in 27, of course. So look, there's a lot of teams that have got some work to do, but equally, it's isn't it great? When a competition is as open as it is at the moment.
It's fantastic, mate. Listen, just a quick one. Would Steve Borthwick be under any pressure if things don't go the way in the games against South Africa, Fiji, and Argentina?
I think. Look, without doubt, there was a big review, wasn't there? And there was question marks asked. And I think that would be the case of anything in a big tournament, especially when they're going in with a load of consistency. You'll see the fallout, I'm sure, from the Football World Cup with certain countries if it doesn't work out. The first line of pointing at is the head coach, of course. He came under fire. He had the review. They've dusted themselves down. I think the most important thing for fans is you want to see a team that goes and fulfills their potential. And for me, the biggest thing is team strategy or team selection has to complement team strategy. And we didn't necessarily see that with England until the last game, where you saw players playing multi-phase attacking rugby because it suited that team. And I think that's where the frustration comes from fans. So I think if we see England in the three tests in the summer, go out there, play attacking rugby, fulfill the strengths of those individuals, then I don't think people necessarily have a problem with losing. I think it's when they don't play a style that suits those individuals and you play a sort of conservative style, it then becomes very frustrating as a fan. It's the same, isn't it? But of all sports, seen it in football plenty of times. If you're seeing a team that's playing within themselves conservative, it's very hard then to accept a loss, because you're sort of almost doing it yourself rather than chucking the kitchen sink at a team. It sits with you better, doesn't it?
Ben, brilliant, mate. As always, thanks very much for joining us. Have a good day out there, mate.
No worries. Appreciate it, gents. Cheers.
Take care. Thank you. Big thanks. Massive thanks to world rugby legend. It says England rugby legend. I'll take it a step further.
Yes.
Ben Young's there. Some sad news obviously reaching us this morning, which we mentioned to you earlier. Chelsea's former record goalscorer Bobby Tambling has died, passed away at the age of 84. Tambling scored 202 goals from 370 games between 1959 and 1970, a record that was surpassed by Frank Lampard in May 2013. talkSPORT presenter and Chelsea fan Olivia Bazaglo has more on the quite incredible career of Bobby.
Miles entered, Tambling headed in.
Bobby had an incredible goal-scoring record at the Blues, with 202 goals in 370 appearances, which made him the club's all-time top goalscorer until 2013, when Frank Lampard broke his record, which stood 4 decades.
It was a sort of surreal moment, actually. I don't know, I didn't want to overcook it. I mean, when you're young, you celebrate, you run around the pitch 10 times, or you do all your mad celebrations, but with Bobby, it was just a real moment where really content inside. I have to say, it was a special moment.
Here's what his former teammate Ron Chopper Harris had to say about him.
He was a fantastic player, I think. Good trainer, scored goals left, right and centre.
We have lost a true Chelsea legend and someone who Chelsea fans will always remember as being one of the greatest goal scorers the club has ever seen, but an even better human being.
Up went Osgood and Jack Charlton together. A flick to Graham. His shot rebounded to Tambling. Goal to Chelsea.
Wow, that voice, those names, man,
Yes.
just absolutely fantastic. Olivia Bazaglo,
Well
a lovely
done, Olivia.
tribute there on the sad passing of Bobby Tambling. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ali and Gabby with you this morning.
Didn't mean to offend, did not mean to upset. Too many people that I've upset to name. I mean, social media is an absolute wash with it. So, you know, it was only a little bit of fun. All right, that was all it was.
It's people's lives here.
It's I know, but they're football fans, right?
They're football fans, yeah. But the way you done it, I thought was totally.
Look, Gabby, I got the tone. Me and Gabby, I spoke to Gabby earlier.
It was crazy. It was too much.
No. Listen, we got it wrong.
Targeted abuse. Targeted.
You make mistakes and you move on and you learn from it. All right.
But you wouldn't let off. You had your foot on their neck.
No, I understand that particular. I've been there. I know what it's like.
And
look. Okay, so I thought at the top of the show, the only right thing to do was to apologise and say sorry.
Yes.
To absolutely nobody. The double Champions League winners Chelsea can say what we want. Right, get your big boy pants on, you gooners. I've heard you whinging and cringing. Oh, he wore a top to work I didn't like. Oh, he celebrated a goal against our team. You lot moaning like 6 months old with nappy rash. Absolute.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Yeah, we're in the final straight, guys. 10 to 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it this morning. Gabby, you enjoyed it, pal?
Yes, always, Coisty.
Great
Always.
stuff, mate. That's what I like
Me
to
and
hear.
Scholesy.
Magic. Thursday Thursday the 4th of June now, from one record breaker to another. This is what this show does, Gabby. We don't stop. Social media sensation. Big John Fisher's never far away from our phone screens with countless laughs. Absolutely hilarious, some of the stuff in Chinese orders. But now he's even broken a record.
Go.
Egg fried rice, chicken fried rice, pork fried rice, special fried rice, Singapore fried rice, Singapore rice noodle, plain chow mein, chicken chow mein, pork chow mein, beef chow mein, chicken balls, prawn balls, pork balls, sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour pork Hong Kong style, sweet and sour prawn, beef in black bean, chicken in black bean, pork in black bean, roast duck Chinese style, roast pork Chinese style, chicken Chinese style, crispy aromatic duck, seaweed, sesame prawn on toast, spicy pork, mixed hors d'oeuvres, chicken and sweet corn soup, chicken noodle soup, hot and sour soup, prawn crackers, chips, salt and chili chips, salt and chili chicken balls, salt and chili pork.
Wow. 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 In your attempt today, you achieved 40 menu items in 30 seconds.
It's a solid record. You talk about my life being surreal. This has been one of the most surreal moments and one of the best moments. It's been an absolutely wonderful afternoon.
Where was the chicken poppadoms, Ali? I missed that.
Oh, stop it. I'm absolutely delighted to see the big man's joining us now. A very good morning, John. How are you, mate?
Morning, John.
I'm all good, Ali. Gabby, thank you. I'm actually sitting in a cafe having an omelette as we speak. So, big up to everybody on their mornings this morning.
Brilliant, John. Well, that's the first thing I was going to say to you, mate. We'll talk about that record and we'll have a laugh about that in a minute. But you have, I don't know if you would call it a health kick, but the last time I saw you, and I follow you, you were looking well, lost a bit of timber. Is this still going on?
Yeah, I'm 6 stone down at the moment. I'm working with Eddie Hall, former world's strongest man, and I feel a lot better. I'm still fat. I'm still a fat bloke. Still got a lot more to go, but we're a work in progress. That's why I'm eating the omelette and not the fry up.
Well, I was just going to say to you, John, in terms of that, in all seriousness, what have you cut down your food intake, or have you changed your food intake? Are you doing a little bit of work in the gym? What does it involve, mate?
Doing 2 fast walks a day, marches as Eddie calls them, and then getting my steps in between. Swimming twice a week, sauna 2 to 3 times a week, and I'm on a mainly carnivore diet. I've cut out the carbs, still having a few here and there, but mainly eating meat, just purely like meat, and as much as I want. And it's worked wonders for me. And Eddie has been truly amazing for me. He's pretty much saved my life, if I'm being truthful. We met at a film premiere for Jason Statham's Shelter, and he sat next to me, like he rang me up. We're sort of semi-mates, and he said, "John, if you don't change, you're going to be dead in 5 years." So when someone like Eddie Hall says that to you, you have to listen. So here we are. I've still got a long way to go. It's a work in progress, but my mind's changed, and I'm enjoying life a lot more, being a little bit healthier, can walk further, go up steps now.
Lovely.
So little things mean a lot.
We've seen your Chinese order. We're going to come and say in a second. I want to know what your Indian order would be, John.
If I was in an Indian, I'd have a king prawn puree starter, obviously your poppadoms, and I'd have a king prawn madras, boiled rice, and I'd have a side of a vegetable curry, and obviously I like a plain naan. So quite straightforward. I do like the prawn dishes in the Indian, although I do like a chicken tikka pathia as well.
Lovely.
By the way, mate, tell me, you need to get yourself up to Glasgow. We've got some of the best Indian curry houses in the planet, man. Mr. Singh's.
I was in Glasgow a few weeks ago. Wonderful city, Ali. I was walking. I did about a 10-mile walk around the city. I was doing that Bosch Bingo up there. Wonderful city, wonderful people. Reminds me of walking around Glasgow. Reminds me like the East End of London. Similar people, similar food, and similar buildings. To be honest, in places. So I do love Glasgow. So and I'm not saying that because you're sitting there. It's one of my favourite places.
I get that though. Very similar people, mate. Very, very similar people. Listen, mate, I've got to ask you. I mean, I'm telling you, obviously, I follow you. I find it interesting. I find it funny. I enjoy the coverage. Can you believe where this is kind of taking you? I mean, you're now, well, let's be honest about it. You're a public figure. Everybody knows you. A lot of people following you.
As we're talking, I'm being filmed in a cafe for Paramount Plus. They're making a television show about our family. So look, This is going to be aired in October on Paramount Plus. And we're going to Southwest. Is it Southwest? South by Southwest in a minute. Michelle Obama, Chelsea Clinton, Ant and Deck spoke there, and then they got a fat bloke called Big John speaking there as well today. So it's all surreal. Listen, I'm just a normal bloke. Obviously, I'm Johnny's dad. He does the hard stuff. I'm just enjoying life, taking what I can.
Doing fantastic, mate. How is he?
He's good. He's in contract negotiations at the moment with Eddie, so that's why there's been no fight news. It's all tense at the moment. But he's working hard and he's training really well with Tony Sims. He's looking in a good place, Johnny. So all will be revealed pretty soon.
Hey, Joe, I hope he's in a better mood and a better place than the last time I saw him. He was up at Murrayfield for that Calcutta Cup game and with Turge's over, boy, he wasn't in the best of moods.
We don't talk about rugby anymore, Ali. All right? Listen, rugby's a great sport. The good thing about rugby, you can lose a game like that and you can talk to the opposition fans. It's what it is, sport. We've lost that in football a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
We need to get that back because what happens on the pitch should stay on the pitch. And full credit to Scotland, good side at the moment.
Brilliant, Joe. I don't disagree with you. Listen, mate, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Johnny.
It's genuinely magic to see you.
Yes.
You keep up the good work, pal.
Listen, thank you very much. Pleasure to be on, chat. So you've got to come round for the Chinese. Remember that. Chinese round our house.
We'll take you up on that. Don't worry about that, mate.
All the best. Take care, lads.
All the best,
Thank
mate.
you.
Take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Great stuff. What a fantastic character,
Legend,
Gabby.
mate. Yes.
Absolutely
Man of the
magic.
people, Ali.
Absolutely magic. Real people. How's your day looking today, pal? What you up to? Are you doing I was going to say to you, when's your open top bus round Birmingham with your paddle trophy? When's that?
So I was looking at Sunday.
Sunday.
I've spoken to
There'll be
Birmingham
thousands
City
this week
Council.
for that.
Yeah, there'll be loads, European trophies, not for everyone, Ali, but, it's nice to get a European paddle trophy. Thank you.
I still think it's bang out of order playing on Shaban. I mean...
I was smashing them at her as well. I didn't care, mate. I don't care, mate. If you're on that paddle court, there's no rules, Ali.
Magic, mate. Well, listen, we've thoroughly enjoyed it this morning, pal. I'll
Yes.
catch up with you very, very soon. I'll speak to you and hopefully see you soon, mate.
Yes, you too, mate.
You
Top
have a
man.
great day.
Safe flight, mate.
Thanks, pal. Big, massive, massive thanks to all our guests this morning. Big John, Ben Youngs, of course. We Alan Brazil. It was just amazing to have him back on.
Yes.
And again, once again, guys, thanks for all your messages regarding the big fella. Gabby's back with Crooked tomorrow from 10 a.m. And I'll be back. Don't you worry. I'll be coming to you live from the World Cup. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for your company. Jim and Simon next.
Okay, what about the capital of Argentina, Gabby?
What? Oh.
Buenos dias.